Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Thundercats Lair. I, of course, am Mega J Retro, and my co-host JP is a little tardy today. I don't know what happened, but these things do happen. So sorry for the late start, but thank you guys for joining me tonight. Might have another co-host join us. You never know if things go well, but we'll see what happens. But yeah. It's about time I talked about something else on this channel other than Masters of the Universe, right? I mean, like it's it's been all Masters of the Universe for the longest time now. It's absolutely bonkers. Yeah, I think that the Master Universe really has taken over the imagination of so many different folks. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of other toys out there, including, of course, Thundercats. Yes, indeed. The Thundercats has always been top of mind for so many different action figure collectors. And, of course, lots of Thundercats to be had, including Thundercats who are with Master Universe. I mean, like, it is a match made in heaven in a lot of ways. So a lot of things going on for Thundercats, especially now. And, of course, a lot of things going on in toys. So, yeah, I'm really excited about the lineup that's happening right now for not only Thundercats, but also Tiger Sharks for Super 7. Silverhawks continues to keep going, and so does so many new lines that continue to appear. But Master Universe really is top of mind for so many different people. So I keep talking about it, but that's okay. After all, it just keeps coming back up over and over again. But that's what a movie does. A movie does that. But I've been telling everybody this for a long time. Get yourselves ready, Thundercats fans, because as you probably already know, if Masters of the Universe does well, that can only mean that Thundercats is next, right? I mean, seriously, Thundercats and Master Universe go hand in hand. Seriously, they are two of the biggest properties for barbarian-style, action figures in the market. So it's huge that Master Universe is actually is getting center stage now, because that means that Thundercats cannot be too far away. Tonight, we have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of new releases from Super 7, a lot of Thundercats talk in the toy world, especially for those for Master Universe Cross Thundercats. I mean, like that's also very, very much top of mind for a lot of people as well. A lot more movie talk for Thundercats, and a lot of talk about Voltron, Defender of the Universe. I keep saying the same thing, which is exactly the same thing I said about Master Universe. I'll believe it when I see it, because I haven't heard hide nor hair other than the initial release of the Thundercats. The Silverhawks. My God, I'm getting so confused. Voltron, which is vaporware right now. Haven't seen the trailer. Haven't seen anything other than the cast. There's so many things about this movie that just don't add up. A lot of things just don't add up. So, we're juggling a lot of things in the toy world, and here comes a very special guest, of course, who's gonna help fill the void of the duality here. We got a lot of things going here, but of course, you put two Latinos in a room, everything gets better. But there's nothing better than two Filipinos in a room. There he is, the man himself, Brick. What's going on, Brick?
Hey, I'm juggling. So
what you saying,
hey,
bro?
everybody.
What you saying?
6'7", I guess. I don't know. As the kids say, hello, everybody.
I don't know. What are the kids saying these days? I'm not in with the kid lingo anymore. I have no idea what are the kids into. You have kids.
I work with kids. I have kids and I work with high schoolers. So, but anyways, hello to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I am not Jorge, but I can play him on YouTube for a little bit.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We're not quite Latino, but we're pretty close. I mean, like we have a lot of Latino heritage from the Philippines. Some good, some bad, but mostly okay.
We were conquered by the same colonizers. So
yes, we
me llamo Sergio Luis González Robledo Maderazo. Hello, everybody. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Yeah, ¿Cómo está to everybody out there? Muy bien, muy bien. It's all good. It's all good.
How you been doing?
I'm good. I asked you first. How you been, Brick?
I am doing okay. I'm excited by some of the things that are happening in the movie space. So, I reached out to you to talk about some other feline related film happenings. But this as well, I think, is awesome because I know, you've famously been really saying that, hey, if we do in fact see a Masters of the Universe movie, which we are, Jay, gotta admit it now, it's just gonna, unlock the potential for a Thundercats movie. And the idea of that really, really, really does excite me, especially now in 2026 when we've seen things like Mondo's take on Thundercats. I feel like I'm hoping we can't unsee it because to me, that's what a live action Thundercats movie should chase aesthetically, man. I love those Mondo takes on the Thundercats. But getting ahead of myself, I'm okay. I'm excited about being a nerd because there's some good nerd things, and I'm just gonna focus on that because the non-nerdy stuff is for Mumra Skeletor. So how are you doing, man? Are you doing good?
You know what? I'm doing a lot better than the last time
Healthy?
we saw us. I mean, like I was coughing my brains out. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was. Just up here in Canada, we're facing probably tonight another 5 or 6 centimeters of snow. It's just been consistently cold. It is Canada after all. But I hear our friends over in Florida, got some pretty cold weather too. So it's pretty crazy. Apparently, the iguanas down there are freezing.
Oh, that's wild. I saw that too, and that's wild. The idea of like walking around, seeing so if folks aren't familiar, when iguanas hit a certain temperature, they basically shut down, they freeze. And so if they're hanging out in the trees, which they tend to do in Florida and elsewhere, they fall right out. And I saw the wildest thing of this person saying, we're bringing it to folks who eat it. We're scooping them. I'm like, what are you talking about? What is going on, Florida? But anyways,
no. Well, okay. So let's examine that for a sec before we start moving on to.
Okay. Let's talk about eating iguanas. Go ahead. Yeah,
as well. I mean, like, so that comment is going to make a few people scratch their heads. But the reality is, food is not cheap, man. Food is not cheap. These poor creatures, even though they actually have become a pest in Florida. They actually are an invasive species, and the Florida government actually does have a certain quota which people can actually take on disposing of iguanas. But some entrepreneurial folks, and actually folks who want to help, they're like, people are hungry. We can actually, reuse this iguana population for certain things, and I don't know exactly how to feel about that, but at the end of the day, if it's not wasteful, right? Yeah. If it's not wasteful, then great.
Yeah, to be clear, I'm not judging the. I'm just wrapping my head around like trying to like do everything you can to kind of not really think too much about the fact that it's way too cold right now at this time of year. But then to be like, oh, we've got a solution. Anyways, whatever. That's not what we do here. We talk toys. Because if you really want to talk about like eating animals, I mean, again, if you heard our heritage, we have no problem eating animals. Animal warriors.
That's another story entirely. I'm going to tell that joke at the end of the show. Because it's not really a joke. It's actually a story. I'm going to talk about how me and my friend Herman, who's Chinese, we totally traumatized a young lady way back in our youth by saying something inappropriate, but it was funny as hell.
Oh, man.
All right. Just before we get really into it, first of all, I want to thank my good friend. I'll break something for filling in for the great Jorge JP of Thundercats Classics. But we will be talking about JP a lot. Only good things, guys. Only good things. But let's say hi to the chat. Brick, let's say hi to the chat. Frankie Rivera's in the house. Thundercats. Ho! Oh, there we go. That's the way to start it off. Warren Newman's in the house. Hey, Jay, Thundercats. Ho! Happy Jay. Yes, happy mega helmet. Love those emojis. Frankie does it again. I only got one in me today. I'm sorry, guys. Dave's Dimension. Hail, Mega J, Lord of the Retro Nerds. Yes, what's that way? Let's recognize this man right here. Damien Ristori. What's going on, Damien? Good tidings. All finally caught the beginning for a change. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Is that Scotland? Am I right in that, or am I completely off on that? I think that's Scotland.
Where are you seeing?
Oh, there's an icon.
Right there. Oh my God! Sorry, I've got my glasses on, but my eyes are really bad, guys.
Sorry, Damien. Is that the Scottish flag? Let me know. Again, I'm not up with my flags. Got a shout out the cool opening for Red Eye versus Lino. Yes. That's all JP. He sent that to me, and I don't know what happened to him exactly, but hopefully he'll pop in a little later. I got some red eye myself at the moment. Oh my gosh, action figures are good. Take care, bro. Take care. I'm pretty sure you mean you're sleep deprived, because red eye itself is not. There's a red eye and then there's the other thing, so you don't want to have any of that. Pedro Romero, all the way from Portugal. What's going on, my friend? Pedro, good to see you from the other side of the ocean. Here I am, 1 a.m. Oh my God. Dude, take care, brother. Take care. We will see you. Thank you for being here. Amigo tu bien. Yes. Thank you, my friend. Always good to see friends. Action Figure Syndicate. Breakers in the house. Oh. Citadeli. I figured that we figured out I thought it was Citadel, but it's actually Citadeli. What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Anybody else? Oh, here we go. Tudo. Okay, yes, brother. Yes, brother. Anybody else that we haven't said hi to? Oh, Hitchcock. Good night, gentlemen. Good night, my friend. Norte de Portugal. If I'm terrible at Spanish, my Portuguese. My Portuguese is even worse, brother. But good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see here. I'm gonna just continue to embarrass myself. Scott Baker, what's going on, dude? How you doing tonight?
Got that one.
PCSM 5 Al. Sure. That's a great name, bro. Hi, will you be able to add a language option to this video in the future? Thanks, regards. There is no, unfortunately. So yes, all of our live streams, all of our episodes are translated into multiple languages, but live translations have not. That's not a thing yet. That's not a YouTube thing yet. So hopefully one day that might become a thing. But thank you for watching, my friend. Hopefully you can understand us. Citadeli, it'll be awesome if Mattel gets the Thundercats movie license with similar treatment. Add a broader bunch to our origins, and then they did Motu versus TC. Here's the thing about that. I would love it, and I think Brick and I have talked about this on multiple occasions. I would love it if Mondo got a chance to do multiple licenses with multiple 5 and 6 inch figures. We talked about how Star Wars would be an incredible license with Mondo. You know what I mean? And I think that Mondo would kill a Thundercats, a Star Wars license. But then we also talked about how Mezco would also kill with a Star Wars license, right? There's a lot of different companies out there who would do amazing things with licenses. Look what they're doing with Conan the Barbarian for Mezco. You know what I mean? Like crazy stuff right now.
They would handle it so well. Like if you're talking Mezco, man, they do bots well. They do all sorts of stuff, and they don't shy away from doing custom bodies either. That'd be amazing.
Absolutely, and you never know. Spiro Toys would be very cool if they got a license. I think that would be kind of cool. But you never know. I think they're too busy with their own with their own properties. So.
Tell me about it. I needed to do an update actually, but yes.
Pedro Ribeiro, only Motu Vintage Origins and new figures for the Origins line invented by me. Oh, Pedro, we can't go back, man. We can't go back. I wish we could, but there is. We might touch on an announcement that Mattel made today. I know there's a Thundercats show, but we might touch on that just a little bit. PCSM. Again, my Spanish is not the best. How's yours, Brick?
He says, hola, Sergio, qué gusto. Si podrás dar noticias importantes en español en este en vivo. Gracias. He's just saying hi.
The pronunciation is good.
Calling me out. He's saying hello. Good to see you, I think. If you're going to give important news in Spanish during this live, thank you. But okay. I can't. Pero mi español es muy limitado. Perdón, mi amigo. Perdón.
There's only so much we can understand and speak.
Yes. I can only tell when students are cursing at me.
We can do some Tagalog if you want to do some Tagalog. But other than that, we're not really. And I'm not even sure. Anyway. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Kenzo in the house.
Hey, look at this guy. He's throwing sports balls at me.
Look at these two legends. And of course, Brick is just absolutely, he's like groaning right now.
Oh, man, I'm such an athlete.
Look at that sports ball.
This Sunday is like a big sports thing, I heard. Right?
Hey, all I care about is if there's a Master Universe commercial. All I care about is the Master Universe commercial that is rumored to be in the wake somewhere. I'm watching the whole thing just for that freaking commercial, man. That's what I'm watching it for.
It'll be on the internet after.
Damien, do you mean to say Chila's up to no good in the snowy Florida, bro? Chila is she's wiping out everything, man. All the iguanas, taking them all out. She don't like no iguanas, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy down there. Oh my gosh, we are totally. Thank you guys for being here. Scotland, indeed. Yes, the Scot, good old Scotsman. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Damien. Wow, thank you guys. Alfredo Reyes, good to see you, my friend. Greetings from Mexico. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Hitchcock, Porto region. Oh, okay, the Porto region. There you go. Mega J Retro's channel is broadcasting worldwide. Portugal, Mexico. Yeah, we go everywhere, man. This doesn't
Eternia,
stop. Eternia. That's right. The land of Nefertiti. We go everywhere, bro. We go everywhere. Damien, I note Adam Wingard is still very optimistic about the Thundercats movie. Let's hope, bro. Let me tell you, since that's a great segue. That is a great segue. So, a lot to talk about tonight. But let's imagine first. First of all, I'm going to let Brick bring up the topic that we talked about the other night because it's a great opportunity. Brick, why don't you bring up what we were going to talk about on our live stream anyway? Might as well, right? So Brick, go for it.
Okay, yeah, because I think it's a great conversation. So we're talking Thundercats, and we'll get there. But was it before Thundercats? Let me think. I'm forgetting. Yeah, I think it was before Thundercats. There was another sort of set of cats that I would watch, but they were robotic, right? So this week we heard that Henry Cavill's Voltron movie is now going to have toys related to it, produced by Hasbro. And Jay is shaking his head because he doesn't believe that this movie's real.
I don't believe it exists. I don't believe.
How is it possible that this Hollywood film would have zero leaks? Yet this company Hasbro has somehow signed a vaporware contract to start creating toys for a thing.
Real. This is all smoke and mirror. It's a distraction. It is a distraction. This is not. We're talking.
Yeah. So what? It's a distraction to get you to not pay attention to Motu.
They're trying to distract away from the Master Universe. Right, mm-hmm. and try to Hasbro is a little bit upset. Okay, Hasbro's upset. They don't want Mattel getting all this publicity, so they're throwing in the wrench. Okay, to a vaporware movie, which apparently was announced like 6 years ago, and as you know, they put in Cavill in there just to get people excited, and now this vaporware cast and everything like that. I don't believe it. Just like I said with Master Universe, I don't believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, kids. Haven't seen neither hair of it. They don't want to talk about it. They won't talk about it. Why is that? Apparently, somewhere I think it was like 6 months ago. They said principal photography's already been finished. What the hell are you talking about?
Do you know what was also funny though? There was a movie announced a while back called Street Fighter. And we sort of heard some things and nothing. And then they produced a trailer, right? They also are doing action figures by Hasbro. So I'm just saying, like, I totally get what you're saying. How is it that in 2026 we're not getting leaks and we're not, like, honestly, and that's what I was starting to mention with you when we were chatting about it. I feel like, things are shifting a little bit. And also we have to recognize that even Masters of the Universe, we got a couple of picks in the beginning. And then a lot of folks were like, yeah, they were able to keep locked down a lot of it. We didn't see a whole lot of spoiler. I hate to break it to fellow fans of Masters Universe like myself and Thundercats and Voltron. These aren't Star Wars. These aren't like, the A-list properties. They just aren't. And so there's a bunch of movies that get made all the time that we know nothing about, and they get released and we're like, oh, I guess that's a thing. So honestly, it doesn't surprise me that we're not hearing much about Voltron, because I can't imagine all these news outlets are like, oh yeah, we should be talking about that Voltron movie. I think it's possible. Masters of the Universe, I feel like Mattel has had to push, and I really respect and appreciate that they've pushed Masters of the Universe to keep going the way they have, whether it was with Origins and with Masterverse and the CGI show and Revelation and the comics. It's clear that they want to bring it back and bring it in a big way. Yeah. So I really respect it, and I think that's what needs to happen. There's not the same energy behind a Voltron. Mattel owns Masters of the Universe. They have a lot riding on it, just like they did Barbie. That's been a flagship for the company for so long. So I think it makes total sense that they're like, we need for everybody to be excited about this thing. Who's going to be excited about Voltron? Like, I don't know who the rights holders are. It's a very different situation, right? Yeah. Like, who's going to carry that torch? Yeah. Hasbro is an outside company who signed a deal to make toys, but they don't own that IP. So it's very different.
No, 100%. So first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Yaga. Gum It Up Makers. Of course, Gum It Up Makers. Jay, looking forward to officially meeting you at Motooniverse. Guys, if you haven't already, do yourselves a favor. Look up Gum It Up Makers on Kickstarter. And of course, follow them on their Instagram page. They are doing something fabulous, absolutely thrilling, with a Motu style. I don't know if I should talk about this. You know what? We'll bring it up a little later, but definitely do yourself a favor. Brick, do yourself a favor right now.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Up Makers, because they are doing something fabulous, absolutely thrilling. So take a look, and like we'll talk about it a little later. But it is freaking crazy. But once again, thank you for the $20 super sticker, my friend, super chat, my friend. Oh my God, thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. But so all jokes aside, Brick, I'm a huge fan of Voltron. If you didn't already figure out that I'm a huge fan of Voltron, two of my videos for Voltron are
did he freeze or did I?
Are huge. They're pretty huge. I love all 5 versions of Voltron. I love them all. And if people don't know what I'm talking about, then you should go check out Voltron.
And check newer versions, and don't forget the newer stuff.
Newer versions,
people forget about the newer stuff.
The whole 9 yards. You should check it all out.
Wait,
but there's actually more than 5. Thinking about it right now, there's actually more, like almost 8. There are actually 8 versions of Voltron over the years. So there was like, I don't know if you remember, but there was like this. Okay, so there was okay, so just off the top of my head right now, there was Lion Voltron, there was Vehicle Voltron, there was Gladiator Voltron, right? Those were the
Gladiator Voltron was supposed to be Voltron 2, right?
Correct.
The three robots.
There was supposed to, they were all numbered. So Voltron 1 was Vehicle Voltron. Voltron 2 was Gladiator.
Vehicle 1 was Lion. You said Vehicle.
No.
Lion.
No, wait. Voltron 1 isn't Voltron 1. I thought Voltron 1 was Vehicle Voltron.
Is Lion? Go Lion. Go Lion.
Go Lion. Okay. Go Lion was actually Voltron 2. Let me just, you know what? Just because
okay, go ahead. Finish it. Get it out. Let me hear.
Voltron Matchbox. Let me just check this out. All right. So just putting this all together, okay? So hold on. Putting this all together. So yeah, here we go. Okay. So you're right. I was right and wrong. So here, check this out. Let's just
okay.
Since we're talking about it right now. So all right, take a look. So adding this to stage. So Voltron 1 was actually Vehicle Voltron. Okay. Voltron 1 was Vehicle Voltron. Okay. So Vehicle Voltron, obviously it was Die Ruger 15,
Mm-hmm.
right? So 15 freaking
original Japanese series called Dairoga.
Oh my god,
15,
beautiful!
Yeah.
15 vehicles that formed a robot. It's incredible, right?
Yeah.
Then Voltron 2 was actually Gladiator Voltron. Okay, so that's Voltron 2,
which was
and then
never released.
Yeah, never released. And then this was actually Albegus. This was a Japanese anime called Albegus.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole video on that too. And there was Voltron 3. Right,
oh,
which was,
you were right. I was wrong.
I was wrong about Voltron 2. I forgot that Voltron 2 was actually Albegus. Voltron 3 was it was funny because they released Voltron 1 first, and it didn't get the traction that they wanted. Then they released Voltron 3 because they thought that the action was a little bit more intense, and they were right to do that. Unfortunately, Albegus never really made the cut. So Voltron 2 actually never happened, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so those were the first 3 Voltrons, and then in the early 90s, we had this CGI version of Voltron, which was just
it Team Voltron? Or
it was
like
it was like Team Voltron, but then they had Stealth Voltron, where they made them look all like a bunch of bugs. It was
it looked like it was the reboot. It was
Yeah.
Shortly after the TV show reboot, kind of around Beast Wars, to give you a sense
It
of
had the same voice
quality
actors.
of CGI.
It had the same voice actors as the 80s. They brought them all back, right? But they were having new adventures in CG, which was terrible CG. It was worse than I consider Reboot like the pinnacle of like computer animation on television. This was like way below Reboot. It was like the characters barely looked like each other. It was like a really low production value. Now, World Events still owns the rights to Voltron. It's pretty crazy. World Events still actually owns the rights to Voltron. So after that, they had this wonderful 2D animated Voltron, which was really neat. It was actually done in the same style as X-Men Evolution. I think it was that era where they had that kind of character design, right? So
very simplified too. I remember.
Yeah, so that's 5. That's already 5 Voltrons now, right?
Yeah,
that was 5 Voltrons. And then they had another Voltron reboot after that, which was a mix of CG and 2D animation. I can't remember the name of that.
Robots were CG, right?
Yeah. But the animation was 2D, right? And
Maybe
then
that was Team Voltron. What was it called?
It was another one. So that's 6. That's already 6 Voltrons. And then I think there was one more in between there. It was like a very short-lived, really small series. And then, of course, we had Galaxy Defender. Was it Galaxy Defender or Universal?
Legendary
the last
Defender.
one. The
Legendary
next,
Defender. Netflix.
Legendary Defender, correct. Legendary Defender. Which was
excellent.
Which was incredible.
Absolutely. I actually think it's, to this day, my favorite, even over the original. Believe it or not.
Now, again, bringing it all together. This is a cat show. This is a cat show.
I was going to say, yeah.
So,
sorry, hijacked.
All jokes aside, we've been hearing about this Voltron film for about 2 years now, which is unprecedented for actually, if we're really going to go down that road, Master Universe has been talked about like over and over and over. We've been promised. We've had cast decisions. We've had early photo shots, right? So you're gonna have to forgive me a little bit for being so cynical about these types of reboots. Even this current iteration of Master Universe, Brick, say it with me. I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, I said
that's you. I tend to if a person says what they're going to do.
I'm just saying, recite my words, Brick. Right?
Yes, those are his words.
To their credit and to my detriment, I will say that they did it. They freaking did it. They finally did it. And I still have my own reservations about this film, but I got to tell you, watching the reactions and watching everything about this film as it's unfolding, I have a lot more faith now than I did a year and a half ago, right? I'm excited about this film now. Whereas before I was literally like, again, I'll see it when I believe it. And now I'm starting to see it, and now I'm starting to believe it. But, there's still a lot of things. A lot of people are throwing around accusations. A lot of people are throwing around this and that and blah, blah, blah. again, just like with Revelation and Revolution, freaking watch the movie before you actually start saying anything about it.
Amen.
First, rewrites are rewrites, right? Whatever's happening in this film, it's going to happen. It's like once it finally hits the theaters, there's no going back, right? Whatever is canonical in the movie, whatever will be, right? I mean, the song says it all. But for this Voltron film, Rick,
yes,
not to say I am hopeful, because announcing Henry Cavill as the lead, and the thing is, it's funny because they still haven't really said, is he Keith or is he Shiro? They really haven't said who's who.
The weird rumor is that he's neither. That he's actually Allura's dad.
Really? So he's Alfor.
That he's
a young Alfor.
And I think he's really just interested in the property, right? Did like this and Warhammer. And I don't think he's necessarily trying to create a starring vehicle for himself at all. I think he's trying to produce films and bring things to life that he's a big fan of. So, which I'm excited by that idea. I don't know if you've seen the rest of the cast, but Sterling K. Brown is supposed to be in it, who I love. He's
I'm
supposed
excited
to
by
be
anything.
the villain.
Yeah,
Rita Ora is supposed to be in it.
Really? Okay, that's going to be interesting. All right, we'll see what happens. But here's the reality. I know. I see. I'm very much in. I'm very much wary about another. Here's the thing. So one thing about Voltron is if you think about Japanese Sentai, Voltron was a precursor to Sentai in America. Okay, Sentai had been going on in Japan for quite some time, and actually, Voltron is a product of Sentai in a lot of ways, right? The multiple colors, the red as a leader, right? It all comes from it all centers around Sentai, right?
Goes before that, but yes. Sorry, I can't help it. I just got to say, just shout out Gotcha Man. That was the template, right?
No, but Gotcha Man is another one, right? Yes. But that was in the 70s, and
that was the template of the team.
But they didn't the color coordination, even though they did have specific colors, it still wasn't as
I mean, okay, I hear what you're saying, but the colors are there, and so I hear you. But I'll also say, if you look at the that was the template, right? You had the kid, you had the one girl who could never be with other women, but yes, they only had one girl, right? They had the big dude, tiny lung, right? And then you had the two dudes that were kind of competitive.
But the one thing missing from Gatchaman, right? They had great vehicles. But they didn't have a transforming fucking robot, right? So that was
they kept building, right? And absolutely, yes. But
anyway. But you're right. If we really dial it all the way back,
I just apologize to the audience. We're both super nerdy and love to talk about this stuff.
This is what it's about.
And if it's a little too chaotic, apologies. But
this is what it's about.
Hope you enjoy it.
So not to get too far off the topic.
Yeah.
All I want to say is that just like anything, just like the Master Universe movie, Voltron as a property has so much potential, right? But it all really hinges on the story at the end of the day. Like, are they going to be truly faithful, like Master Universe is trying to be with its property, or are they going to diverge to a certain degree? I'm really hoping they do something very similar to Legendary Defender. I'm hoping that becomes a thing, because that would be excellent, right? But I am looking forward to it. If it exists, because at this point, I still think it's freaking vaporware. I don't care what Hasbro says; it does not exist. But we're gonna toe that line until I see something tangible. Anyway, this is the Thundercats show.
Oh,
this is a freaking Thundercats show, Brick, and we are waiting for our good friend Jorge JP of Thundercats Classics to appear, to magically appear. I'm sure he's waiting in the wings. We'll bring him in as soon as he's ready. But yeah, we are very, very excited by the potential of what's happening. Woo! Thunder! Barbarians. Barbarians are in again.
That was from my friend Dude Stuff
2025. I don't see him.
Dude Stuff 2025.
Is that you, JP? There you are.
Hey!
There he is.
What's up? Did it get too cold?
What's up, guys?
Fell out of a tree?
You guys, all three of us together in 3, 2, 1. Thunder. Thundercats! Ho! There we go, boy. There we go. The three amigos in the house.
What's up, Sergio?
What's going on?
What's going on,
Jorge.
man?
What's up, man?
What's up, folks?
What's going on?
Super psyched to be here. Sorry for the late drop in, but
all good.
Had something come up with the fam real quick. I had to take care of it.
Hey, family first, brother. Family first. That's what.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that rumor Cavill Voltron movie that
doesn't exist. Does not exist, bro.
What do you mean? How are you guys saying it's a rumor and it doesn't exist? It's wild. Things get made. Will it be released? I don't know, but it's an Amazon thing, right? So if it's released in theaters or if it's released in streaming, who knows? But Amazon has thrown money at a bunch of stuff and released it, right? So I don't know.
Amazon's doing Master of the Universe, right? So I mean,
yeah.
Amazon and GM. That's who's doing it. So it's got the same pedigree.
Come on.
It's got the same pedigree.
Yeah.
So there's a lot riding on this though. Like nerd properties right now are where it's at. You know what I mean? Yes. But I think we spent enough time with Voltron. Let's talk about the freaking Thundercats movie and the possibilities that are possible with this property taking off. Look, we have two chances now. Right now we have two chances. Like talking about this, we got two chances now. Not only do we have a chance with Master Universe going freaking gangbusters, right? Which by all accounts, it seems to be gaining that momentum. I never thought in a million years that it would grace the covers of any magazine, let alone Empire magazine. Yeah. That just blew me away. That blew me away. I was like, a toy freaking property based movie is on Empire freaking magazine. What the heck is going on? That's bonkers, right? Like that alone is number one. And now, as we mentioned earlier, Hasbro has publicly announced that they've inked the deal for the Voltron figures, the Voltron toys. Literally, like taking the legs out from under Playmates. You know what I mean? And they've had it for a while now, right? Playmates has had the Thundercats license for a little while now.
Yeah, they did the classic ones, and they did the Netflix ones too, right?
Yeah. So it's quite the power play that they're making right now. But I think that they're seeing the success of Master of the Universe, and they're like, we need a piece of this. So we can't license Master Universe. So what are we getting? And they've gone for the jugular with Voltron. And it's a great idea because their experience with Transformers would make incredible transforming lions. I think it really has. But you know what I really want to see? We're gonna go back to Thundercats right now. But I do want to say, I saw this AI version, and I hate to say it this way. But I saw this AI version of the Voltron Force. It freaking blew me away. I was like, where are these 6-inch figures for Voltron Force? Like, I'll try to find it. I'll show. I think it was JP who actually showed it to me. It was freaking awesome. Like they looked incredible. Yeah. And if they can do anything like that because that's one thing that no one's ever concentrated on, other than Panache Place. Panache Place was the only, as far as I know, Panache Place was the only one who actually created action figures for Voltron. They're the only ones I know so far. So I think we really need action figures again.
Funkily oversized, weird lions, but still cool.
I love them though, man. That was one of my favorite toys when we were growing up. But all right, let's get back into it though. So JP, first of all, welcome to your own show. How have you been, brother? How have you?
I've been good, man. Just enjoying, this slight shift in weather that we also graciously got.
Dude, we were just talking about how the iguanas are dropping like flies over there. Man. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, but it's so weird though, because for example, you'll wake up in the morning, I get up at 4 to go to work and it's freezing, right? I got to put on my seat warmer and all this crap. But by the time I get out of work at 3 in the afternoon, I'm like taking my hoodie off, and because it's already like in the 70s, dude. It's surreal. So it's just kind of, it's not good because that's what makes everybody sick down here. It's that shift in temperature. But I'm still enjoying the nice frozen mornings and stuff like that. My hot coffee, but but it's just I just wish it would stay cool, like cool enough where even in the afternoon when the sun's out, you could still rock your hoodie and enjoy the breeze and stuff. But it just gets so warm, so it's like make up your damn mind, you know.
Well, let me ask you this though. Truth. Have you ever had iguana?
Dude, fun fact, and this is I don't lie. My daughter, she's 12. She's very experimental when it comes to foods, and she has had iguana.
No way.
Yeah, when she went to Nicaragua to visit her relatives over there, they cook like anything with legs, dude.
Sure. Like we were just talking about that. When we were in the Philippines, man.
She had iguana. She's had iguana.
That's cool, bro. Because I've been hearing these crazy stories. Like Brick and I were just talking about it. That people are literally, repurposing the meat because again, it's a waste. They're dead anyway, right? So what are you gonna do? Let them rot in the sun? So they're like, yeah, we're gonna start cooking these things up. And I was like, dang, that's
iguana
crazy.
kebabs.
Yeah, man, that's freaking crazy. All right, let's get into it, boys. Let's really get into this. So, we'll get back to the movie chat in a little bit. But recently, we're gonna start focusing in on Rankin and Bass. Okay, so since we have our guest here tonight, JP, let's ask Rick since we have the opportunity. Rick, what are your thoughts about Tiger Sharks? What are your thoughts about Tiger Sharks?
Tiger Sharks was one that I did watch. I was like a TV kid, man. And so the second I heard there was something new or whatever, I absolutely loved Thundercats. I used to run around the room pretending with my sword, doing that whole Thundercats ho thing. I think I had like my dad's like tennis, some kind of like pad thing as my claw. Then Silverhawks, and then this. I will say though that this was not. I wasn't as bowled over by these, mainly because they like transformed into like these humans. I was kind of hoping they'd be like straight up Thundercats, like half fish people or whatever. Story was like okay. It didn't grab me the way that Thundercats did, and then Silverhawks. There was just something about being in space and that I really liked. Just something about Tiger Sharks never quite hit me. But the figures, I think they actually look really good. I gotta say, I think at least these renders that we're seeing, I think they capture the characters fairly well. I love that they're doing the whole transformation thing, giving you that option. I really like her. I've always enjoyed her because I like weird animal hybrids. That's just my thing. But I do wonder about some of the, it's the tricky thing with the renders. Like some of this stuff, I hate to be cynical, but I'm also kind of like, ooh, some of those poses, can they really do that? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I gotta say, it's incredibly cool that these exist. Again, this is one of those relatively niche properties that sort of came out. Wasn't nearly as huge. I think it's barely like one season, I want to say. I remember just sort of seeing the first couple of episodes, like a series, and then beyond that, I'm like,
it had the issue. One of the main issues with Tiger Sharks is it was stuck in this little I guess they had to do it to get syndicated, but it was stuck in this little series called Comic Strip.
Right.
And they were it was chopped up into like 5 to 10 minute bites. And you had to wait to actually watch the full episode. It was a weird situation with Tiger Sharks. I think
I've heard people talk about that, and I mean, I grew up in the LA area, and I think maybe for our market it was shown differently, but I didn't remember that. Like I'd heard people tell me that it was sort of like you'd see part of it, then you'd see another show. I remember seeing them as episodes, but then I remember it like it came on maybe like the first 5 in like a week or so, and then it just sort of disappeared for a while, and then I wondered where it went. So maybe I don't know. Do you know? Did they do within those 5-minute bursts? How many actual episodes did they have?
No, but that's the thing. So I mean, I remember when it first aired. Comic Strip was that they were trying this new thing on WTV Buffalo 29, and they aired the Comic Strip. And so it would be intercut with Karate Cat and another anthropomorphic show. I can't remember what the name was now. But yeah, there would be three. It was basically three shows, right?
Mhm.
And there would be like, it would be 5 minutes of Tiger Sharks, 5 minutes of Karate Cat, and 5 minutes of whatever the last show
It's
was. Right?
terrible. Uh-huh.
So it was hard to keep my attention, because what I would do is I would watch Tiger Sharks, and then Karate Cat would come on. I'd go get a sandwich. You know what I mean? I would have the
Yeah.
like, you know, YouTube. You know how fast it is to abandon YouTube? Yeah, that was a thing.
Right.
Even back in the 80s, right? So I would literally wait until the Tiger Sharks theme would come back, and they would say, "And now back to Tiger Sharks," right? And I would wait for Lionel's voice to tell me that Tiger Sharks was back on, and I would come back and I would watch that, right? I think comic strip didn't last more than a month or two. I think that they pretty much killed comic strip, and then Tiger Sharks went into syndication. But yeah, I think a lot of kids did not appreciate that and actually lost interest in Tiger Sharks around that time.
Yeah, it was packaged very very strangely. The segments were Mini Monsters, Street Frogs, Karate Cat, and Tiger Shark. So
That's
imagine
right.
getting snippets of each episode and then like getting into it, and then it's almost like, and now commercial breaks. And then but instead you're watching a whole other cartoon. And also, you know, the music, I feel like it was the comic strip theme music. There really wasn't much of its own theme music, like for example, Thundercats or like
Right.
Silverhawks. You know, I think it didn't have like its own identity in the sense of theme music. You know, maybe during the episodes themselves, but as far as like an intro, I always remember hearing that that comic strip jingle.
Too.
You know,
That was actually longer. The intro was longer than the Tiger Sharks intro. The Tiger Sharks, out of all three properties of Franken and Bass, like action channels, this is the shortest. This is the shortest theme music. It's literally like not even 30 seconds, right? It's a really short snippet of thing. It's exciting, but when you compare it to like the action-packed intro of Thundercats and the really rocking track of Silverhawks, which really got you into it. That guitar riff alone, you know what I mean? It's just incredible. This one was like Tiger Sharks, boom, and that's it. It was over in like 10 seconds. It was crazy.
A stinger. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But
I looked
you
it
know
up.
what?
Yeah, I guess in LA it did broadcast it, like you guys said, as part of this thing. So
Yeah, but like I said, I think it went back when it went to syndication and comic strip, pretty much like it faded. Comic strip did not last very long. I think comic strip was literally a couple of months and that was it, right? But Tiger Sharks continued, and I think they always wanted Tiger Sharks to be a thing. But again, I don't know how they made this deal with whatever this comic strip was supposed to be. But comic strip did not last. Like nobody remembers Karate Cat. Nobody remembers Monsters. What was it? Pocket Monsters?
Mini Monsters. I don't remember Mini Monsters. I remember Street Frogs, and I do remember Karate Cat.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the theme. I think the theme for Karate Cat was more iconic than Tiger Sharks.
Exactly. Because it had this like, again, just like you know kung fu fighting. It had that kind of underground what's it called, that kind of beat, right? So that one's really catchy. Whereas Tiger Sharks is catchy, but it's so short. It's kind of like an afterthought. You know what I mean? Which is a shame, because I was getting into the characters. But you know what? Out of all the Rankin and Bass shows, this really is that show. It's like they created characters just to be evil. Like quite literally. I was watching the first episode again, and quite literally, he's like, I think it was like T-Ray. His one line that really got me, it was literally like, "He's exactly like us. He's evil. Just be evil." I'm like, really? Yeah. They're just evil to be evil. They're just like really mean people. It's like, okay. So there was no really endearing qualities of the characters at that level. They just had these two groups of evil people fighting against, and they're not. There's no real environmental concerns. They're just literally on a water planet, trying to take over everything. You know what I mean? There wasn't any real moral to the story. It's like, oh, they can transform. Oh, we have to fight them, and it's like, okay, whatever. Man.
Yeah, I feel like it was packaged so strangely in the sense of like the narrative. A lot of it doesn't make sense, you know. Like you said, the whole comic strip part. I recall, you know, them just, you know, from my childhood, I was like, oh, they were just like this all the time. But no, they had to go into the fish tank and to transform into their fish hybrid personas.
Yep.
But they were already called tiger sharks. So it's like it's just really a really confusing narrative and story. But
It really was. But Tiger
yeah.
Sharks, I think, was the name of their group, their research group, right?
Mhm.
They were called the Tiger Sharks, as you know, just like Delta Force One or whatever, right? They're just
Right.
a group,
Right.
right? But as a kid, you don't really think about that. And like you said, my memories dominate. Like even if for a while, I forgot that they transformed. You know, I actually did forget that they transformed, like you said. Like
Yeah.
it was just one of those crazy you know, situations where the MacGuffin, the fish tank, right? What
Yeah.
and the names are kind of like uninspired as well. It is the fish tank. I'm like, what the heck? Right? They were little like throwaway names. But it was always that MacGuffin is like, oh, if we don't get back to the fish tank, we're gonna stay like this forever. Well,
Yeah.
you kind of cooked your own boat. You know, you kind of put the you know, you're in the frying pan now, brother. It's freaking crazy. Oh, really quickly, Hitchcock. Here in Brazil, we had Voltron adapted from Beast King Lion Go Lion. Yes, of course. That I don't remember, and them the Netflix Voltron, which I liked a lot. Yes. Go Lion in of itself was actually really quite violent, but it had to be adapted for American television. But it was a great series, all in all.
It got dark. It got dark.
Oh, it got really dark. Like there's actually if you watch it long enough, there's cannibalism in it. There's like incest. There's a whole bunch of stuff we're not going to talk about too much today.
There's
we're not gonna get so
self
much into it.
unaliving. Yeah, it gets deep.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But if you know what, if you're into anime, it's actually a really trippy ride.
Real quick on the naming thing, you know, I've heard people talk about how at Rankin Bass that the notion was like, hey, let's make this sort of like 3-part thing of like land, sea, and air, right? We've heard people more and more people talking about it. And obviously, like these were kind of riding the wave of the whole, you know, hey, take an animal and combine it with a thing. But what was really weird to me about the name was you got thunder, right? A force or whatever, and cats. And then you had silver and hawks. And then tiger sharks it's just an actual shark, and they're not all tiger sharks. And even as a kid, I was like, wait, there was something that I was like just a little bit weirdly confusing.
Yeah.
So he's Mako, but then there's like an octopus girl, and she's not exactly a shark, and you're just like,
Yeah.
is there an actual tiger shark? So it was just it felt like a little bit convoluted. I feel like this was like a half-baked idea that they were working on, and they but we
that's
need
probably why it didn't
something.
last as
Great.
long, you know.
Right.
Right.
Again, just like what JP said, it was kind of confusing, right? Like the tiger sharks are actually there's actually only one shark in the tiger sharks. There's Mako. Everybody else is something else. One's a dolphin, another one's a porpoise. There's an octopus. There's a angelfish, and I think he's a starfish, as far as I know. Oh, no. So he's a seahorse, right? He's a seahorse, right? And then there's a puppy dog, which could be a shark. Which is again, it was just such a weird mix. The only shark is Mako, and he's not even a tiger shark. He's a Mako shark. So it was just one of these things.
Exactly.
I'm
sure they focus grouped it to hell.
When we talk about the villains, man, like the villain roster in this cartoon is so completely like separate from the whole sea environment type of thing. I mean, except for Captain Bizarrely, which is, I guess, supposed to be some sort of like pirate, you know, but you've got like a samurai chick, you've got like a big blob. They're just it looks like it's villains from all corners of space and dimensions and stuff come together to do harm to these Watarians, these little harmless little fish guys.
These poor fish guys, right?
I agree with you, except, you know, Thundercats had a samurai dude, a pirate robot dude. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of all over. And then Silverhawks was like do Melodia, like whatever. It was just all over the place too.
Like,
And I feel like, I think what it is like, hey, we did so well with those first two, let's go. And then again, I just think there was a lack of cohesion. And after we enjoyed Thundercats and it kind of had this unique world, Silverhawks was out in space, so it was differentiated. The thing with me, and going back to sort of Tiger Sharks, is it felt like we were going to kind of like a Third Earth kind of setting again, except we'd spend time more under the water. I don't know. It just felt like it wasn't unique enough, and it wasn't as solid an idea.
So I've always thought that, you know what, Reckon and Bass was like, all right, we've done the Earth with cats. We've gone now we've gone to space with freaking birds, right? What else can we do? All right, let's go for the sea. Let's conquer every single terrain that we have, right? So I think that they really were at the time, doing some crazy things. But one thing that I also noticed about Tiger Sharks, which was kind of funny, they didn't have the PSAs as much as they did for the other two. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There are actually very few PSAs in Tiger Sharks.
They just it sounds like they didn't have the time, right? If they're backing it up with a couple of other shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it was more of I don't know. Maybe it was just a completely different format and requirements.
It was really crazy. Yo, Joe C, I used to watch comic strip in the OC. The Mini Monsters were my favorite. Really? I do not remember Mini Monsters at all. That is the one out of everything there. I remember Karate Cat, and I remember the frogs. I do not remember Mini Monsters. That was like at the back of my mind.
Yeah,
that's a really crazy one.
Same here. But I mean, overall, it's something that I guess Thundercats fans, Silverhawks fans have been wanting this toy line to happen, and these figures look great. Especially I love the fact that they're coming right out the gate with the main two, the main villain and the main hero, and the fact that they got pseudo interchangeability, where you've got at least their human heads with Mako and with Octavia. But let's see, I mean, I've been hearing some good things about the latest wave of Silverhawks, that people are saying like, oh, these things seem like they either changed factories or they boosted up their QC. They got someone actually visiting the factory, making sure everything's done. Yeah, they're saying that the Silverhawks articulate very well. The paint is really good.
Really?
So yeah, so let's see. Hopefully it's not a one-off.
To me, Slide is the pinnacle of where they were doing what they were doing with Silverhawks for a while, right? Because it was with Thundercats for a while. Slide is an incredible figure, from top to bottom. I think he should have been like if there was a top 100 that year, it was Slide. One of them was Slide for sure. Like that guy
was another one that was very well put together. Monkeyan is a great figure.
Yes, but Monkeyan is way back.
A different time, right?
Yes, Monkeyan
was a different time in there.
But that was
and also I was just gonna say that but also Four Horsemen were involved in the sculpting, right? And because I mean, I look back at those early figures. Mum-Ra was great. Both Mum-Ras were great. Slithe was fantastic. I really like actually all the mutants.
Anyway, Jackalman
it seemed like that was a
Jackalman is a figure that I've been looking at lately, and I feel like he needs a redo, man. Because Monkeyan was very streamlined, very, I don't know, he looked, I guess it's because Jackalman was done by Mattel, and he had that more of a Motu Classics type of build and engineering, that he kind of sticks out like a sore thumb next to the other mutants. So I feel like a Jackalman 2.0 would be justified at some point.
Maybe. But still, he as a figure, I think all the mutants right now are solid. I think the mutants are solid.
Yeah.
And, every female, as far as I'm concerned, every female needs a reboot. They've got to like do good on their promise to make a smaller version of Pumaira. Pumaira's way too tall. She's taller than everybody. She is she's an Amazon, which is not a problem. But at the end of the day, she just doesn't fit in with the scale of the original cartoon. It's just so jarring, right? I don't know what happened there exactly, but literally just take a few inches off her legs should be fine. But it's unfortunate with Pumaira because again, everybody else though, I think all the females need a little bit of an adjustment. Although Nada actually turned out pretty good, I was surprised. I was actually surprised how well Nada came out.
She's one of the best females that they've done.
Yeah, lately, for sure, absolutely. But on that note, let's just take a really quick census here. Are you picking this up, JP?
Yeah, Tiger Sharks. I pre-ordered day one. This is going to be a short collection. I think they could do maybe like six, 7 waves, and we'd be pretty much cover the whole roster because there's not a lot of characters to make. Surprisingly, they made 27 episodes, which I was like, wow, I didn't expect to see that they did that many episodes. But I really want to see. I'm more excited about seeing the villains, honestly, than the heroes. These are like the main ones, Octavia and Walro. I love Walro's design.
Yeah.
But the other dude that turns into a seahorse and Dolph gives me this whole thing like, was it based on Dolph Lundgren or because he's kind of like I think he's Russian or something like that. It's just
I thought he was Australian. His accent was kind of weird. I thought it was an Australian accent.
Was it Australian?
Yeah,
they're just weird characters, dude. I think Grok, which is the one that turns into the seahorse, I think he's supposed to be like a surfer dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
if anything, Orca might be Russian. I think Orca is more of a Russian guy than
okay,
Dolph.
Then it's probably Orca. Yeah, he's the one that sounds like.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm more excited about the villains. Like, I would love to see them do Dragonstein, as a deluxe.
He's a deluxe, man. That guy is freaking huge. He's a massive character.
Dragonstein would be dope to see. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Captain Bizarrely in Wave 2. They're gonna want to get those heavy hitters out just in case the collection doesn't have those legs to like really go far. But hopefully we get to like at least 5 or 6 waves.
I'm wondering though if they're only going to stick to the to the manta rays. You know what I mean? Because again, in terms of like, because like you said, it's just a menagerie of weird characters. Which I mean, Master Universe set that archetype up for everybody, right?
Yeah,
where there's just a whole bunch of freaks, right? But I think thematically, it just made more sense. Go ahead, Rick.
It's Super 7, and so we've seen based on their patterns that they'll do whatever. They're willing to go and do some deep cuts or some weirdos for sure, provided that they sell. And I think that's the bottom line. If people are interested in Tiger Sharks, they'll keep making more Tiger Sharks, and they'll find a character, a corner in that one episode to do something.
Absolutely. I might pick these guys up, but I am interested. So I'm just assuming, Brick, that you're not into this. So
no,
you're not really.
I mean, in a different time period where there were less things catching my attention, I probably would actually be really into this, and I'd be playing way more. Like I would have gone probably pretty hard with Silverhawks. That was really exciting at the time, but then there's just so many toys out there, and I've been doing the whole indie thing,
No, I'm totally on board with you. But both JP and I noticed something interesting. These are called the hybrid versions, which is interesting because it sort of lends the idea that there actually will be the human versions, the true human versions. Because if you know about the series, this is actually when they're transformed. They included the heads, but these are very much in line with the way they were released by LJN.
Toys,
almost 100%. Like T-Ray has his entire Aqualung, his entire Aqualung system, right? Where and these two look literally exactly the way they were released by LJN. So it's a fast. And actually, was Octavia even released? I don't think she ever was. I think
I'm
she was the
not sure,
she
man.
was missing. I think. I think she.
Or
I think
the
she was missing.
toys. I don't think I ever saw those in on pegs, man. But
But
they're
I
probably
watched
so
Tidarian Hanger,
obscure.
and he did a whole review about his entire collection and what's missing and what's complete. You know, so it's interesting to see how this is actually playing out. But anyway, Tiger Sharks, everybody. But more to the point for Thundercats, we are now getting the rollout for King Lion-O and Red Eye, which these two figures have been on wish lists forever for Thundercats fans. And I do believe that JP, you already get yours in hand? Like,
No, unfortunately, haven't. I didn't order from Super 7. I pre-ordered from Big Bad Toy Store, so I'm waiting for fulfillment from them directly. Um, I don't know. I can't do the whole pay up front thing
yeah,
for everything. As much as I want to have stuff in hand right away. But my buddy Playtime Returns got these in hand rather quickly. He's in California, not sure exactly where, but he always gets his Super 7 stuff like super fast. And I love the way Lionel turned out, man. Like they got the colors right. I love that smiling face. We've got the debut
Mhm.
of the
That's good.
renders on the package versus the illustrations. Yeah, overall, it looks great. I mean, I think it's a nice figure, nice addition to the collection. I love that they did the belt with all the emblems that he won from the competitions. Just a great figure overall. Just wondering how he's going to move, in the sense of like articulation and stuff like that.
yeah. I agree. He looks fabulous. And I know some people have been complaining about this. The Thundercat symbol on the belt looks like what a lot of people have been hoping for, but at the same time, the one on the crown, again, there have been multiple versions of the Thundercat symbol, but yeah, this one it's really great to see how all of these are turning out because again, Lino is another one of those hit and miss kind of characters, unfortunately,
Mhm.
right? Ever since the Manic Collector one, of course, is a classic, as you know, Brick has mentioned, was done by the Four Horsemen. But I think Super Seven's finally coming into their own. This, of course, is based off of the Lino 3.0, I think the cartoon Lino buck.
Yeah.
But his face is so much better.
Mhm.
Um, that is the face of Lionel. You know what I mean? That is the Lord of the Thundercats as I remember him. So, and I love the smiling face. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's been like one thing about these the Super Sevens Thundercats. I just don't understand why they decided to give them snarling faces. I mean, I get it; they're cats, whatever. But they've always been more jovial than they have been serious.
They should have all had PSA faces
Exactly. Yeah,
instead of like angry battle ready.
I
Those should
totally,
have been the alternate
Or
portraits.
I totally,
intro faces, right?
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I totally agree. Again, this is the wish list kind of thing, but you know that's why customizers exist, right? I mean, like we got a lot of great talented people out there who can do more for us, right? So it's fascinating, but I think it's a missed opportunity if Super Seven doesn't start introducing more head packs. I think that just like what Spiro does with head
Mhm.
packs, I think more companies should do head packs. I
Yeah.
think that they would be a hit. I think that they would be a real hit for that. Following up with that, we do have Red Eye. Um, Playtime Returns did also get Red Eye, and he looks pretty damn good too. I think.
Yeah. He looks really good,
I
man.
think he looks really really cool. Um, the plastic, unfortunately, is such as it is. I mean, they've always had an interesting different way of their plastic. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping Lionel looks really great. I'm hoping that we see more shots of Red Eye. And yeah, I'm just waiting on Big Bad Toy Store as well. I think that when their shipment comes in, we're gonna do a full unboxing. But it's gonna be great to see these guys finally in action. But yeah, I'm really excited about Lionel. I think Lionel looks great. He looks fabulous. So very cool. Um, where was it? Yeah, you already did these two. Let's take a couple comments. Action figure Syndicate. I think we're only interested. I think we're the only ones interested in Tiger Shark. It's definitely a niche, a niche product for sure. It's a deep cut, really. A lot of people don't even remember it. Dude stuff. Original Thundercats figures from LJN are still the best ones done. That's debatable. I mean, I love my LJN figures, but I mean, they were stylized versions of Thundercats.
They have the vintage quality, you know, but like
Yes.
the new ones are what they are. But they all hit different things, you know. Like when I first saw the first toy homage Lionel from Super 7, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Really transports me because it looked a lot like the LJN, but with new sensibilities, new articulation. Um, but yeah, the LJNs are what they are, you know, like that's why, and we've had this conversation so many times where I think LJN should stay in that corridor, and there's no reason for that to be reproduced or redone, you know, like they did with the LJN wrestlers and stuff like that. I feel like Thundercats just needs the, you know, modernization, new articulation. You know, let's talk about what Mondo's doing with Thundercats, for example. You know, can't wait to see other characters, you know, like Panthro and Tigra, and you know, I can't wait to see what they'll do with Monkey. And but you know, it's that's what we need. We need refreshing, different takes on the characters. You know, LJN did it right. There's no need to do it again. You know.
I think Miguel Bayon would disagree with you. But
Yeah.
speaking of Mondo, might as well bring it up now, guys. Don't sleep on this. Truthfully, she's been hanging around for a little bit, but once she's gone, she's gone. Like this is a limited edition. It's not a timed edition. So I am actually surprised she hasn't actually sold out yet. But seriously, Chitara 1/6 scale action figure limited edition is still available, $245 USD on mondoshop.com. So guys, don't sleep on that. And of course, Man at Arms, you have only until the 10th to reserve your Man at Arms. So definitely don't forget about those ones. Negative Sight. I got mine Wednesday. They are awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Damien, Red Eye ordered at Comics and Cocktails UK. Excellent, brother. I'm glad you're able
Oh,
to...
speaking of comics and cocktails, so not a confirmed thing, and we'll probably ask Brian when we talk to him next month, or we'll probably find out at Toy Fair. But I heard rumblings that there is a Tigra 2.0, and Comics and
Really?
Cocktails had a solicitation for it on pre-order.
Wow.
So it'll be kind of interesting, you know, what direction they take with that. Like, obviously, it's going to be a pinless body. He's not going to be as bulky as the original Tigra, but I'm curious what else will make it different. You know, I was thinking about maybe if you'll have like kind of like what they did with Silverhawks, you'll have interchangeable arms that are like in mid transformation, like if he's starting to phase into invisibility. And not exactly sure if it would work, but a Cave of Time head would be amazing when he gets really old. But I just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely, it looks like a new Tigra on the way pretty soon.
That would be neat. Damien, if you have any insights on that, we would love to hear about it. Dude stuff. So what do we think of this one? Well, we just gave our insights, so I'm just catching up with the chat. Like I said, his articulation is the same as Deluxe Lion-O, yes, and that's really exciting. Negative Sight. They finally got his skin fur tone. Yes, it's looking really nice, actually. I don't know what's the Red Eye. Unfortunately, they're just using the plastic, so that's unfortunate. But it is such as it is. Moses Cortez. I like Tiger Sharks. Do you think the movie Thundercats hinges on the success of the He-Man? I'm guessing it's He-Man. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, it's one of these things. It might eventually come out one day, but in terms of like getting greenlit quicker, I think that it really would depend on Master Universe. Yes, He-Man. I think it would. Justin Solo, Brick something. That's a neat Star Wars ship collection, brother.
Thank you,
Moses Cortez. Oh no, everybody read the one. Future DC Warrior action. Love my Bandai 6-inch. Pardon me, guys. Love my Bandai 6-inch 2012 line of hot hole line during 6-inch Chitara. LOL. And I grew up. Okay, what the heck? Hold on for a second. I love my Bandai 6-inch 2012 Thundercats line. Hot hole line, including 6-inch Chitara. LOL. And I grew up owning the LJN as a kid. And wow, Jay, you gave me a throwback when you said Pinoche Place. Wow. Dude, Pinoche Place is awesome, man. Seriously. The only Voltron action figures, literally action figures, ever made, at least until now. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that that Hasbro, with this vaporware type of, Voltron, whatever, it doesn't exist. I'm really hoping that they actually make something really cool. Moses Cortez, Robotech movie. I think we're going to die before it comes out. If you're talking about live action, Star Blazer's got a Japanese live action film. I'm really hoping that the Japanese make a live action Macross, because if Star Blazer, if Space Battleship Yamato can get a freaking live action film, I'm pretty sure Robotech can get a live action.
Isn't there a live action Gundam in production?
There was a live-action Gundam, a U.S. film years ago. It was so bad.
Really?
I watched it when I was a kid. It was really bad. And yes, they've been talking about ever since Ready Player One. They've been talking about a Gundam live action ever since RX-71, RX-76 came was on screen. They've been talking about it forever. So I don't know if it's actually coming up. Comics and Cocktails. Sorry, go ahead, Bert.
I was just gonna say it's really expensive, so it's gonna take a company who really, really wants to do that property right. And I mean, going back to the Thundercats movie, I think it absolutely. So it's related to this. Like it is gonna hinge on, I think, the success of He-Man. That might perk their ears up, but again, all credit to Mattel for what they've been doing the last 8+ ish years, really 6, I guess, of reviving Masters of the Universe in a very big way, and just being persistent, right? It's just okay, here's Origins, okay, here's a CGI show. They've tried different shows, and a different company would have gotten real gun shy real quick once those things didn't take off in the way they did, or they got the reaction. But they're like, oh yeah, you didn't like that? Well, here's a new line. Oh, you didn't like that? Well, here's a new show. Oh, we're doing a movie. Oh, you like Masterverse? Hey, here's Chronicles. They're just being really persistent again. And I think that's because if you think about the history of Mattel, it's Barbie, He-Man, right? Those are huge flagship cornerstone properties for Mattel and toy history, period. So
For sure.
I don't know that you can say the same thing about Robotech. As much as I like it, it's going to take a company who's willing to spend a lot of money and take that risk to make it happen. And I think Thundercats is kind of in a similar position. Again, I know this is a Thundercats show and we are fans, and you guys are hardcore fans. But again, it's been with Super 7 for so long that outside of toy circles, I also wonder how much people are aware that Thundercats toys.
Well, you say that, but they just kickstarted an RPG for Thundercats, and it made over $300,000, right? So the
$300,000, Jay.
Huh?
I mean, it sounds like a lot, but
no, but for an RPG, I mean, and the thing is, you also forget you're also forgetting about Dynamite Comics. Dynamite Comics is the one flagship, And
I don't mean to be poo-pooing or anything. It's just that
it's fine.
It's mainly because I look at the what's been happening with movies in general, and sort of the where movie studios are. We're in an age where the studios that I grew up with that were oh, there's always the 4, there's always the 5 that are being bought and sold, and people, you know what I mean? It's a very different landscape.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I just, from a business perspective, I wonder if someone's going.
I think we're all in agreement that if Masters does well, the likelihood of them looking at Thundercats again is quite high. I mean, it's these two properties literally go hand in hand. And on that note, they are actually crossing over which is a great segue
Again.
into our next topic, which of course is Canal dos Mineros, our good friends, Master Universe aficionados, and of course a wonderful channel in Brazil. Guys, you definitely have, are they are from Brazil, right? Or they're from Portugal? I'm gonna be raked across the coals for saying anything like that. But anyway, they are Portuguese. So if you are a Portuguese speaking listener and viewer, please head over to Canal dos Mineros and check out their channel. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Thundercats Cat's Lair sent you. A week ago, they showcased at a toy show that Mattel had dropped something very interesting. And it's got all of our heads scratching. So I just wanted to bring this up because who is this? Like we just have no idea.
Right.
Who is it?
Yeah. Who is that?
Who is it?
So
who is that supposed to be? Right?
what do you think, Jay? What do you think that is?
Well, okay. According to Canal dos Mineros, they say here comes the new figure of the Motu X Thundercats crossover. Who will this be? Any character guesses? And I'll be honest with you, it's hard to like. Obviously, we're all like the helmet, the uniform. There are a lot of indications about who this could be, but who it actually is a complete like. I have no freaking. It looks like Popeye to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna like candy coat that. It does look very interesting as a character, and he's. I don't know if he was put out by mistake though. I mean, like he's in with line, wave 3, right? He's in with wave 3, and these are just, and most of wave 3 is just colorways, right? Like actually, I'm not even gonna. They're all colorways except for Tigra's obviously the only other character there, but I mean, so obviously JP's gonna put me on the spot here. I have no clue. Really have no clue. Obviously, the helmet is reminiscent of Monkian. I'm not gonna shy away from that. The two little things on the side, they definitely look like Monkey. He could be a Monkian type character, but he's got he's got no fur, right? I have no freaking. I think it's He-Man. You know what? I think it's He-Man.
The idea of a Monkian type character, there's like no precedent for that, right? It's not like we've gotten like Slythe type characters in the past, or so it would be.
He would be the first mutant. He would be.
That's what I mean. Character. And why wouldn't you just do Monkian? So it is odd. I don't know. There's people talking like, is it Jaga? Like I heard some people say
that is one buff Jaga. Holy crap!
Yeah, I heard somebody say, could it be a young Jaga? And I was like, no. That just seems really odd for a bunch of reasons. Like we haven't had that precedent. Why would you even introduce that versus something more like a traditional Jaga, right?
What?
So I don't know. I'm confused by this as well.
I just had a thought. But JP, what are your thoughts? Because I literally just had a thought just now. But
I honestly don't see anything of Monkian in this at all. Not even his weapon, nothing, his clothing. I honestly see more of a young Jaga mutated because of the color. He's got the helmet, but like Monkian's helmet is different. Monkian's helmet has a hook here, and then it goes, you got the line that goes over like the mohawk kind of pin. Headdress, he's got the strap hanging on one side. Obviously, he's a monkey. He has like a big beard, big bushy, like hairy mane and stuff. Like I'm thinking maybe this is an original character, like some sort of mutation from Eternia or something like that. Because he doesn't seem to have any origins that stem from Thundercats.
Yeah. Looking at him again and just thinking about it, the first wave was all Thundercats, right? The first wave was Chitara, Lion-O, and Battle Cat Man, right? That was wave 1, right? No, they had the deluxe Skelra. Right? So that was wave 1. Wave 2 was Lion-O. Sorry, not Lion-O. Wave 2 was He-Man, Tigra, Panthro, I think that was wave 2. Yeah, I think that was that. I think
Yeah.
that was wave 2.
Yeah.
Right, and now we're getting colorway changes in this, and colorway changes with Lionel, Panthro, and Panther. Right. I think this is an Eternian. I don't know which Eternian, but I think because again, like we haven't had many Eternians, like we haven't seen Tila, we haven't seen Man at Arms, right? So I think this might be Man at Arms. This might be an Eternian, like with new armor or whatever. I'm thinking this is an Eternian of some sort.
He's just so bare and barbarian. He has no armor. He has nothing. I don't see switch out parts. I think we're not seeing the whole picture here. I think we're probably seeing just one of the iterations that you get from the figure. Maybe there's a completely different alternate head that you pop on this bad boy, and then maybe they surprise us and there's like a whole hair piece that kind of sits over the neck peg and turns him into a monkey. But I just don't see it right now. He doesn't even look like he belongs in this.
No, he looks like as I said, he looks like he might be a palace guard. You know what I mean? Like he looks very generic.
Yeah,
he looks so generic. It's not even funny.
And color wise, it doesn't work. There's a lot of things that are sort of off from any other of the guesses.
He's got green shorts with blue, like the themes are all over the place. So,
but also the skin/fur color isn't exactly Monkeyan.
Yeah,
it's just the weapon. Weirdly, its own thing.
The weapon is like just a whip.
Yeah, it's just a weird character choice, right? Because with the early lines, you don't want to do deep cuts. You really want to solidify characters, that endeared themselves to people, right? Especially fans, especially this early on. This is only wave 3, right? So, guys, we have some guesses which are hilarious. Fiction Fan 99 says Monkeyan, right? Which I don't think so. I just can't see Monkeyan. I just can't see it. It's said to be Monkeyan. Yes, we've heard a lot of rumors about this as possibly Monkeyan. Damien says Monkeyan versus Triclops. Triclops? No, this can't be Triclops. That's impossible.
And they haven't really been mashed up in that way.
Yeah. They're not mutated. It's not like so. Hold on. So
it's not like the turtles.
Exactly. You got to remember that mutants are mutants by birth. They're not mutants by ooze. That's not how that works. Yeah. So there's no mutating of
and the name mutants is actually a slur. So be thoughtful, guys.
That's right. Yojo OC looks like Panthro. No, it does not. Panthro's already there. We already have a Panthro.
Who's in that top right? Oh, sorry. Keep going with the names.
No, it was Panthro.
That was Panthro, right?
That's Panthro, that's Panthro with that new
with all the extra stuff.
Not really. It's literally all the stuff he comes with. It's a different colorway. This is the cheapest line. This is the cheapest wave ever. Honestly,
cheapest to produce. You mean?
Completely cheap out this wave.
Big time. I'm only getting Panther, man. I'm not getting anybody else in that way.
Panther looks okay, actually. I don't mind Panther. And Panther, man, and Panthro. I don't mind This is gonna get really confusing really quick. Damn stupid naming conventions. This is like anyway, whatever. I'll probably get the line as long like some of these are gonna go clearance. You know what I mean? So I'm wrong weapon for He-Man. No one. I'm just saying it. It could like, hey, you know what? You say that. But there's Flying Fist He-Man. There's Thunder Punch He-Man. So is it really the wrong weapon for He-Man? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It could be. This could be Liberator He-Man. I don't know. It could be anybody. It could be a He-Man though. It could be. Remember the Zover have Eternian looks and Classics looks too. The Zover. Who's Zover?
Crossover.
Oh, crossover. All right, you got that. Nice. Maybe Monkeyan with Eternian armor. No. I am just putting it down as no. If it is, wow. As JP said, if he has like a fur piece, like if he has a fleece that goes over his shoulders, that'll be fascinating. But again, they're not a mutating thing. They're mutated by birth. Damien, notice Jay, the eye area is not painted yet. Possibly. why would you put this thing out if it's not?
Yeah, I was
even-
gonna say that's not Mattel's style though,
Yeah.
and also they wouldn't put something in that level of development next to the others in this way.
Yeah.
What date was this from? Can you tell me how many weeks back or
This is a
post
couple of
was?
weeks already. This is like I don't even know what show this is. Hold on for a
I
second.
think this was in Germany.
Oh, was this
Oh,
Spielwarenmesse?
Spielwarenmesse.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And when did they post it? I'm trying to bring it
Yeah.
up on my computer over
This is
here.
1 week ago. This is
week.
January 29th.
Thank you.
Right there. January 29th. So yeah, this is Spielwarenmesse. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, the mystery continues. It's going to be interesting to see who this is.
We should do
I
a
don't
contest.
We should.
Whoever guesses who this is.
We should. You know what? Speaking of contests, guys, we actually have a giveaway for another figure. So actually, you might as well talk about it now, JP. Why don't we do that? Why don't we give away something for the correct guess for this when he's probably going to be at Toy Fair. So I'm going to find out next week.
We'll do that. I'll make a
who that
post next
character is.
week, and it's going to be like, who is this figure?
Yeah.
Whoever gets it right, once we get confirmation,
Why not?
the first response will win.
Throw
Let's
it up there.
do.
Do you have
Let's
it
do
with you?
yeah, let's do the deluxe.
I love your closet, by the way.
Let's do deluxe.
Oh.
Yay!
Deluxe Katara.
Woo! DX.
So
Chikara.
whoever guesses correctly or most accurately what figure that is
Closest to
gonna take home Chitara.
100%.
So,
that looks so cool.
I
love
brought it up on my computer to take a closer look, and I don't want to. There were some very weird things happening with this toy, and again, I wonder why they would put a prototype out there. But I'm looking at the hands and the right arm's elbow joint. If you take a look at the joint, is super painted over, so which indicates to me that maybe it's not a true joint. It's hard to tell in that image; it's a little blurry. But it looks like it's fused or melt or like painted over, like it's not maybe a true joint, like it might be a 3D print.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some weird stuff going on. But if you take a look at the face, at least the one I'm looking at, do you see how in yours it looks like the bottom jaws are like sticking out or jutting out?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one on Facebook in the Thundercats Now Facebook group that's a little bit clearer, and it almost looks like that is removable. Like it's a mask for some reason of another person's face.
A mask. That's so,
So
weird.
yeah, and it's weird. Is it? And so I don't know if it's. And I'm looking at his hand. His hand that left hand right there holding the weapon. It looks like it's connected to the left hand, almost like the fingers are not even complete. So I don't know if you want to look. I just did a search for Spielwarenmesse Motu Thundercats, and the first link was from the Thundercats Now thing. And unfortunately, I'm on another computer. I can't just drop it into this chat.
Can you? No, but if you can put the link in the private chat, I can just.
That's what I'm saying. Well, here, I'll do the search again here. I'm searching on a different computer, but Spielwarenmesse Toy Show Thundercats. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's all good.
Doing the old person thing of saying okay, here we go.
While we're waiting, speaking of Monkeying, this artwork is available
yes.
on
I'll drop it in.
on Thundercats Classics.
Ooh,
JP, talk us through this.
nice.
This looks really cool.
Oh man, you know what?
Beautiful.
I've been looking at a lot of vintage stuff from Thundercats, and back in the day they had their own magazine and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, what's something out there that I don't really see a lot, and it's kind of like that Golden Book kind of feel where it looks like something that came out of the cartoon from the 80s, but it's a little more modernized. And I love Monkeying, love Panthro, and I was like, oh, let me just do this dynamic scene where Panthro is beating the shit out of Monkeying, and I just did it. Went down that rabbit hole, and I love how it came out, and if people like this, then I'm planning on probably doing others. Actually working on a special little thing. You saw a teaser of it, Jay. I'm not ready to share anything yet, but That's the next project, and then I'll move on to another. What would be a cool other battle that you would like to see? Who would you like to see squaring off with who?
That would be so great. That would be so cool. Um, me being me, I noticed something which once I see it, I can't unsee it. But anyway, let's move on to something.
Okay.
Again, me being me, I'm seeing something.
Okay.
I think that looks really great. Jorge, I really love the way you've kind of created the sort of angle of his left foot kind of kicking up. There's a bit of an anime vibe to it. It's a little bit curved almost.
Yeah.
See how his calf,
Mhm.
it's super dynamic. And then the response of Monkey's shin flying back, very cool. Great job.
At one point, I was going to do motion lines, but then I decided to just let the art speak for itself.
It's cool. It's great.
It's awesome. It really is. Okay, so here is the photo, which is awesome. So let's take a quick look inside.
Yeah, zoom in on the face first. So do you see how that face looks like it's almost on top?
That is weird. It looks like it's cut. It's either like cut on the edges, but yeah, it's like a face mask.
And I will say part of me was like, is this AI? But I'm not sure. Part of it, because there's other reasons I asked that. But let's assume it's not, and let's assume it's a photo. Like if it's a mask thing, could that be like a Manny faces? But again, it's a weird take at all. So I don't really get it.
Yeah, that's a really.
Now look at his left hand. So the actual guy's left hand on our right, if we're looking. So look at his fingers. They're like fused in with the if you zoom in, his like pointer finger is super short.
I'm actually now that I see that, I'm with you. I wonder if I want just the way the fingers. This looks like AI enhanced.
That's what I wondered.
Look, even the Thunderian, the Eternian belt, it's bubbling all over the. No, this is AI enhanced. Because look, if you look at the pleating in the Roman skirt, right? The Roman skirt, it's almost clearly defined. Where did I put it? It's very clearly defined that there's actually paint. You see how there's actually paint on the pleating here. Yeah, no, this is AI enhanced. Sadly,
so you think they took the other one and then enhanced it, and then it's leaving a bunch of artifacts.
Sadly, this is AI enhanced. This is almost certainly, because look, the chain itself is literally melted into both hands.
Yeah, it could be.
Right?
So to be clear, you're not saying that the original image we saw was AI generated, but
no.
Someone took the other one, enhanced it, and then it created these weird artifacts. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because this one, which was definitely from Spiel von Messe, is
who took that picture? Do we even know? Like,
sadly,
there's gotta be a better picture out there. That's the thing that this whole thing is just odd to me. Well, okay, unless this was behind the area where you were not supposed to take pictures.
This picture was blown up from this picture, so that's why it's so digitized. That's why it's so archived, because it was taken from a distance that
whoever took it. Come on, man! You had one job.
Get in there, bro. Get in there.
Zoom in, man.
Get in there.
I'm kidding.
That face piece thing looks. It's almost telling me like Ninja, but he does not have Ninja colors.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of reasons why.
You know what? I think they did this to screw with us. I think that this guy's in such early development, and you know what? It's also possibly a mistake. The guys setting up the guys who are setting up this display, half the time they don't even know. They just get them in a box, and they just set them up. You know what I mean? So he might have.
Why would that even be in the box, though, Jay? Come on, like why would you send extra pieces, right? Like it's so odd.
Oh, that happens all the time, bro. Like you know like even in classics, a whole bunch of stuff just showed up, and people are like, oh shit, you got to take that down, and people are already taking photos.
No, right? But I mean, what I mean is, you're saying that this could be something else coming out later that wasn't supposed to be.
I'm saying that he might still be in development. I'm saying that, you know what, they might have just been playing around with him, and you know he just happened to be in the box. Right? So this is Morris the cat. Yes, I agree. That is Morris the freaking cat. 100%.
Solved it. Good job. Totally.
I'm getting like Hulk and Wakanda the trailer kind of vibes where we'll never see this thing on Banks.
The nerd alert. It's dynamic. It's a dynamic drawing. I love it. JP, that is again. Everyone's loving your art, JP.
It is very dynamic. Super gesture. I love it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Josie. The weapon looks like nunchucks made from bones.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make
so crazy,
sense, man.
Oh, this isn't interesting. Moses Cortez says Fisto. I think it might be Fisto.
Where are his fists?
No, maybe they're detachable, right? I don't know. At least it's a better guess.
Use the whip, though.
It's a better guess than anything we've had so far.
No, no. Fisto has a red beard. It's like no.
It is not Triclops. No, I doubt that very much. Let's see.
We'll find out next week, hopefully, right?
It's the guy from
Toy
the
Fair.
Smashing Machine,
Right.
that movie. That's interesting. I think it's just a random guard that they're creating. I don't know.
Jay,
Link
what are your
Silver
predictions? What are your predictions for Toy Fair? Like, what do you expect to see at the Mattel event?
I don't think I have any predictions. I think that here's one prediction. I think they will officially, because it's the cat's out of the bag. I think they will officially showcase the first ones. I think the first ones will be officially showcased. Easy there, Brick. I think the first ones will officially be shown at the New York Toy Fair.
Especially Tila. Oh my god!
And I think Tila will have a better tempo because that one is just one of those side tempos. Like seriously, it moved. That one, the head moved a little bit while they were.
Right. Which is a trip. It really is a trip in 2026, knowing, like, having worked for people who do toys, you get approvals. Like, it's wild to me that anyone would go like, yeah, good enough, ship it. Like, I don't know. Those are interesting.
These are okay. So let's
they're kids' toys, but still,
let's remind ourselves. I've been having to do this not with you specifically.
You say your piece, I'll respond. Go ahead. Good.
But I've been having to remind people specifically. This is a different price point. I mean, if we are to believe what that scan says, according to that barcode, these are sub $10. That's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy to think of, right? That's like the plastic has to be super durable for kids, right? Mm-hmm. This is not like the articulation. I'm shocked that they actually have that much articulation, to be honest. And somebody pointed out the other day that it looks like they don't have any ankle articulation, which actually would make sense to get this into a budget-friendly line. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the fact that it even sort of kind of resembles Camila Mendez, I'm actually happy. All right, she's got the deer caught in the headlines type of thing, but Nicholas looks pretty good. I don't know exactly what's going on with Beastman. He looks very strange, but again, we have not had a clear look at Beastman either. It's been very fuzzy. So, and his colors are all over the place too, because in the trailer he looks like he's got bleached out fur. I don't know, but this one is like fiery red. Yeah, like fiery red. So I'm eager to see what these look like in person, because here's the other thing about the way got people who do not do this on a regular, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that any of us are actually experts at this, but toy tubers are a little bit more. All right, let's examine this a little bit closer. Let's take a look. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We would definitely dissect it while it's there. If it is there and they let me pick up the freaking packaging, you better believe I'm taking a really close look at it. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens.
Do you think we'll see more than what has been revealed? Like, will we see another Chronicles wave? I'm hoping
that we see more Chronicles. I'm hoping we see a lot more of this 5.5-inch line. I'm loving it, though. I really am. And I'm hoping I see more Thundercats crossovers, and I'm hoping I see more variety now. Because where are the freaking mutants? That is whoever that is. That's not a mutant. I'm calling it right now. I don't know who that is. I don't know what's happening there, but that is just something for us to start talking, I think.
Yeah. Is Super 7 going to be there?
Yes, I have an appointment with Brian. So I'm looking forward to see. Hopefully, they'll have some test shots of these tiger sharks. I would love to see. Yeah. I would love to see some test shots of tiger sharks. I would love to see. I mentioned this in my request. I would love to see the next line of Dungeons and Dragons. God, they got to finish that line. I've got Tiamat sitting in a box over here, and if I don't get Eric or Bobby or what's it called?
Lance.
Who's the acrobat? Remind
Lance.
me, guys. Huh?
Well, Lance was
Lance,
No.
yes, Lance. Presto and
The one that Hasbro made.
who was the acrobat?
What is her name?
I got Sheila, but I don't have. Somebody help me. Somebody in the chat, rescue me.
I
please.
have the Hasbro one, and I can't.
I know, me too. I have
either.
the whole line, but it's just escaping right now. Anyway, we need the rest of the line. Avenger, whatever. I don't care at this point. I just want the rest of them. Right?
I mean, a Super 7 Venger with a horse would be pretty badass.
Diane. Thank you, Damien.
Diana.
Thank you, Damien. I think it was Diane in Europe. So thank you, thank you, Damien. Thank you so much for that. Damien to the rescue. Yeah, we need Diana. We need Bobby. We need Presto, and we need Eric. We need the core group. We need them, right? So I'm really, because I already have Sheila. I've already got Hank. I've got the two ghosts. I didn't bother getting the other skeleton guy. When he goes on sale, I'll pick him up. But I got freaking Tiamat, right? It's on a payment plan, so I need that line to finish, man. Because seriously, they look awesome. And I want to see the next wave of Silverhawks, man. I really need to see. Did anybody get Hot Wings? I haven't got. Have you gotten your Hot Wings yet, JB?
Hot Wings. I like that. You're hungry, man. No. Hot Wings.
I know. No, but it's true. What happened?
I got everything from Big Bad, so they haven't shipped their stuff yet.
What's going on with Hot Wings? Hot Wings is MIA. I would love to see the next back metal. I want to see the Copper Kid back metalized. I want to see that. That would be like.
You know what's interesting, and it's a little. I mean, Super 7 announced they're doing Invincible Ultimates.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
But it's interesting because Jada is doing Ultimate. It's doing Invincible also.
Yeah, but
even though they're, I guess it's scaling or price point, I think Jada is going to be a far superior Invincible figure.
Well, I mean, Diamond Select, who is now, they've gone the way of the dodo. They actually were the first ones with Invincible, and honestly, their sculpts were not the tempo was weird. Their tempo was very, very strange.
They didn't move well. Engineering.
That's not where I thought you were going with that, Jay. But I mean, where I thought you were going was, Diamond Select existed and made Marvel figs, while Marvel Legends made Marvel figs, and that existed at one time. I could see maybe Super 7 doing a line that's very different, and then Jada having their thing too.
But it's interesting that you mentioned that, because then why the hell isn't anybody else doing Thundercats? Why is it Super 7?
It's just a deal. It just depends on what the deal is, like whatever contract they set up.
Somebody else is doing Thundercats. Mondo's doing Thundercats. Right? We already know that the license can divide into subcategories. Mondo has Mondo has the 1/6, right? Yeah. Which they're not going to be allowed to do the 1/12. They're not going to be allowed to do that. Super 7 has the 1/12, right? And we already know that what's it called? Mattel has the 5.5, right? So there are a lot of people doing, they asked the question, but a lot of people are doing Thundercats right now. Right.
Yeah.
And, shockingly.
It's true. They're very different scales. They're they're
this
different.
year, which again, JP and I have been hovering around this. The 40th anniversary of Thundercats, unfortunately, was more of a fizzle. It didn't really have much of a bang. It was a sparkler. It was not a fucking. It's not a freaking thunder cracker. Fireworks. It wasn't any fireworks. No, but seriously, I think that, as a property, a lot of companies just don't know what to do with it. It is really sad. It is a property which even Bandai of all freaking companies could not figure it out. You know what I mean? They went from near 1/6 scale back down to 1/12, back down to like one scale, which is really weird. It was just a really they just did not know what to do. It was
No.
really sad. And the thing is that Super 7 is the only one who stuck out the landing and has consistently continued this line and really people like to crap on Super 7, but I got to tell you, they're the only ones doing anything for fans on the deep cut level. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They literally are the only ones doing that kind of thing. Mondo is now starting to really get deep cut as well. Thankfully, I can't wait for Brave Star. I can't wait for all the newest properties they just announced. Like they announced a ton of properties recently. It's crazy.
So we are all over the place, but if we could go back a little, I think it might have been on one of your interviews with Brian Flynn where he mentioned 20. There was some allusion to 2012 Thundercats.
Oh yeah. So what
Yeah,
what was
that I'm excited
pretty
about.
much confirmed is that, because I think the topic was how many Lionos are we gonna get, right?
Right.
And then I think what Brian was stating is that the next time we see Liono, it's gonna be 2012 Liono
Mhm.
versus so the way they're gonna keep the longevity and getting into those deep cuts is they're gonna start sprinkling in 2012 iterations of the Thundercats
That would be cool.
so they can continue giving us Rankin Bass classic deep cuts. So we'll see, instead of seeing
Like a mixed wave.
Lionel 4.0, we're going to see Lionel 2012 with Demolisher and
Right.
Driller.
Right.
It'd be good.
Right.
That's a
Yeah,
great.
And that
And you know what?
I would really love to see something, if not designs or whatever, but just a little bit more clarity on that from Toy Fair. That would be kind of amazing
Yeah.
to see. I really, really loved the 2012
My
take
my
on Thundercats and designs. Go ahead, Jay.
yeah, my
Yeah.
hope on that though is that they take the next step. I really hope that they take the next step and like their TMNT line, get
Yeah.
some double jointed get some double jointed action in there.
Well,
Like
I think
seriously.
Brian kind of alluded to something like that because remember we were addressing the whole thing of like having a Chitara engineered to be
run.
able to
To run.
pull off
Yeah,
running
yeah,
poses,
to run.
which I gotta say Mondo pulled that shit off.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. I mean, if you think about it, you don't even have to go crazy with the articulation, but adding those speed effects that attach and stuff like that, that was like, wow. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Brian was like, I think you will be happy with the next time you see Chitara. We're working on some new stuff. So
Mm.
yeah, I feel like when they do 2012, they're gonna say, okay, now we can kind of start from scratch because it's its own thing, so we can have completely different
Yeah.
modeled bodies.
I really, really hope they do. I hope they do the investment in that. I think it's going to be good for them, not just for Thundercats, but I think moving forward. Period. I think once we saw those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with that
Mhm.
Kyle worked on and other folks with the double joints, I think that signaled, oh, okay, they're going to explore more and rethink some of what we've sort of just come to assume Super 7 figures are. So I hope they do that because I think it's a great opportunity. Very different looks, right? Maybe a different body, thinner. Like I hope it's not just like, how they've done like with the toys where they take the existing buck and kind of give it a LJN look. I hope it's not like let's give it a 2012 look using the old body. I'm not saying there's no reason to believe that's what it is. I'm just throwing out there that
100%.
I would love to see a head to toe redesign of giving us what that 2012 Lionel looked like and beyond, because those designs I really, really liked. So
Okay. So great stuff, guys. Now Damien has said, not to be a sounding board here, but I've collected Super 7 Thundercats from day one. No issues with any figure except Groon's legs. All have been perfect.
Lucky you, brother. Lucky you.
I would love to agree with you. The unfortunate reality is they've had a ton of problems, like some QC issues in certain regards. But I got to tell you, their female faces and their human faces, it's a real hit and miss for me, man. It's definitely been. But you know what? Again, I'll say it this way: they've gone further than any other company out there other than LJN. They've gone really far. and they've kept the hope alive for Thundercats.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going to happen with their GI Joe line. That they've had to cancel one wave, and that was sad. But mind you, it was one of those alternate costume waves, so it wasn't really a big deal on that level for fans. But I really want them to finish the Sunbow cartoon line, because that is a great line.
It was a great line. I think it's the problem with the QC.
Yeah.
The Joes had a lot of issues with QC as well. And then the fact that Hasbro's doing such an awesome job with classifieds,
Yeah.
and they've been doing some Sunbow stuff. It looks like they're going to be leaning to doing more Sunbow stuff now in classified scale. I think Joe's is done with Ultimates, and also I think Transformers is done with Ultimates.
Yeah, it is an interesting parallel that's been happening lately. But I hope they at least finish off some more key characters, at least. But they've, having said that, they've actually gone through many of the key characters. So yeah, maybe you're right. But I really need them to finish Dungeons and Dragons at the very least. They got to finish that.
Man, since we're on this Dungeons and Dragons Super 7 thing, if there is some way to bring back that Vecna, because that was a beautiful design.
It did it.
I was
what happened there?
heartbroken.
It was canceled, right?
It was canceled. Not enough pre-orders. It was right around the same time as Tiamat.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's that, and then to go back as far as Mattel and what I'd like to see at Toy Fair, I would love to, maybe, again, I don't need to see any designs, but I'd love to hear them, given all the chatter in the toy community, I'd love for them to clarify a little bit more definitively around, like, hey, this is where Masterverse is at. This is Motu Chronicles.
Yeah.
And then if they're going to go with Motu Chronicles, like, and I'm good. I've come to peace with it. But with Motu Chronicles, I would love to hear them say, and I know they really want to focus on the movies and everything, but if that is going to be their focus now, I would love to hear them say, and along with movies in this Motu Chronicles, we are going to do, and just give us a sense. You remember when they did Masterverse, they were real clear, like, there's going to be a Masterverse subline for Revelation. There's going to be a Masterverse subline for the CGI show. Even, I don't know if they announced that from the beginning, and then they announced New Eternia. Like, I would love to hear them say at Toy Fair. So we're getting good response to Motu Chronicles, and we, even if they were as vague as to say, and there will be sublines in the Motu Chronicles brand of other parts of the Masters of the Universe, iterations of Master Universe, I'd be super happy with that. It's not a prediction. That's a hope and a wish and a request.
I agree. I think that would be the smartest thing, because it's like, how many lines are you going to have on the pegs? It's like you have your own product competing with itself.
Yeah.
You're going to have Origins, Masterverse, Cartoon Collection, Chronicles, first ones. Jesus, how many SKUs?
Thundercats, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to take up a whole aisle just for Mattel Motu stuff.
TMNT is finished. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're going to continue with TMNT. Unfortunately, sadly, I don't think they're going to. I think Thundercats still has legs if they can. I don't know what's going on with this one weird kid. Somebody said Triclops, which I thought was an interest, but he's not blue. Right? You know what I mean? There's
nothing about it that
yeah. So I think that, but I think what's really going to take over the aisles is going to be the movie. Like movie characters supersede everything. They supersede everything. That's just the way. That's just the way purchasers think. They think, oh, it's tied to a movie. Guaranteed, we're going to put those up, right? But I would, much like Brick, I would definitely love to hear. We want to finish the '87 movie figures, because that would be freaking great. We just need, truthfully, we only need Duncan, Tila, who would never have been produced. I would love to see a Zorad, which I don't think we're going to get, but we need a freaking Gwildor. I would love
Origins. You're talking, right?
No, not Origins. I'm talking Masterverse. Right, we had Evil Lyn.
Oh, the movie, the motion picture ones, sure.
Who I've never been able to get. Beastman's freaking impossible. Now he's unobtainable. I don't know how I'm ever going to get Beastman. And the thing is, I had him on pre-order, 2 of them, and they freaking canceled it. I was so pissed off.
Oof. Walmart?
No, Entertainment Earth. He never. As far as I know, he never.
I just guessed Walmart because canceled
never came to
pre-orders.
retail.
But yeah,
as far as I know, he never came to retail. Nobody saw him at retail at all. I'm pretty sure.
So weird,
right?
Yeah.
And then Blade again. Blade was gone in a flash. I was so lucky to get one Blade. And yeah, we had He-Man and Skeletor, but they've been teasing Tila. They've been teasing God Skeletor. They've been teasing the Sorceress, and they've been teasing Man at Arms. So just give me those. If we can get those, even if it's an SDCC exclusive, I will line up for that crap, man. I will literally line up for all that.
How would you feel? Because I was on Geek Dad Life. We were talking Motu Chronicles, Masterverse ? And I came to peace with, because I love Masterverse. Like it really, it's my only retail line. It's my only like non-indie line that I was looking for all the time and buying. But if they were to tell me, how would you feel? I'll ask you. I won't say what I feel, but how would you feel if they said, you know what, Motu Chronicles is the body we're going with now and the format we're going with. So if you liked some of the things that we did in Masterverse, we're gonna do them again, but in Motu Chronicles. Like, would you want a motion picture versions of those characters in Motu Chronicles? 80s.
So, JP, do you have any
what do you think?
Do you have anything riding on that horse, or you're not really excited for the movie?
Yeah, Masterverse has had its goods and its bads, like anything else. But I think overall, the construction and the engineering of the Masterverse figures is a little bit weird, where some of the anatomy just doesn't look quite right. So Chronicles is definitely a lot more grounded in reality. So yeah, I would love to see their take on Motu classics, or even 80s movie Motu with that new body. I mean, these figures are obviously a little bit smaller, so I'm thinking they're scaled more like G.I. Joe classifieds, right?
Yes.
So
that's what folks are saying. Yeah.
And my thing with Chronicles, I don't know how you guys are gonna do it, but like, I'm obviously gonna buy some, but are you gonna go and like first dibs the moment they hit retail, you're gonna buy everything that comes out, or are you gonna wait and see once the movie comes out and stuff, like what Man at Arms 2.0 might look like, what He-Man 2.0 might look like? Because these are like the first, like the premiere figures, right? But there might be much better iterations based on things that happen in the movie, that will be better buys. So are you gonna buy with just the hype of the trailer, or are you gonna buy your figures based on once you see the movie, like your favorite scenes and stuff like that?
Well, okay, so that's another topic, right? But I'll answer first. I'll answer Brick's original question, and then I'm going to go into the question you just asked. So I'm all in on any movie figures. I'm a movie. As you guys know, I'm
movie
a huge
figures.
I'm a huge figure. I'm a huge fan of the '87 movie. I love it. I want freaking Julian. I want freaking Kevin. I want characters.
You want Strickland?
I do. So any media, right? I have the Stout collection. I have every single one of the Masterverse I could get. I couldn't get freaking Beastman to save my life, which sucks crap. But I will one day have to bite the bullet and freaking spend $300 on him. Fuck, that's really gonna bite. That's really gonna kill me. But if they do a Chronicles line and actually finish it, hell yeah, I'm in on that, right?
Okay.
But I would really like them to get as close to the likeness as possible, because the He-Man likeness on Masterverse just did not work for me at all. I had to go for the Masters of the Verse, ramen toy version. I had to. Right. There was just no choice.
Across the board, I don't know why Mattel just cannot seem to get He-Man's head portrait right.
Yes, like, that's always been
no He-Man
all the time. No,
not the anniversary ones, not Masterverse, not the movie iteration. Nope. Nothing, dude. I don't understand.
It seems like it seems like there's something going on with Mattel, because they can look at Evelyn. Evelyn was a freaking home run, man. Like the new Eternia Evelyn. New Eternia Evelyn was a freaking home run. Her articulation sucks. Though.
Fantastic.
I'm going to be the first one to tell you her articulation is terrible. But she looks awesome. But yes, I am all in on any. Exactly. I am all in on any movie figure.
Really pop on her,
right? But to answer your question now, GP, I will be a day one purchaser of Chronicles, mainly because, mainly because they are movie figures. It's the same situation. I am a huge fan of Master Universe, and I know for a fact that these characters in particular, yes, they're going to sell rather quickly, but the Masterverse version, I don't think they're going to have nearly as many as they will for the first ones. The first ones will be at retail. Even the Masterverse versions will be at retail. But I think Mattel being Mattel, they're going to concentrate on kids. That's just the way they are, right? Their bread and butter is kids, right?
Yeah.
And young people are gravitating towards this film because of who's in it. Camila Mendes was in Riverdale. Nicholas Galitzine, he's a heartthrob. You know, people like, you know, everybody knows who he is. Apparently, I had no idea.
The Netflix show, was it XO something? XO?
Yeah, something like that. Like he was having an affair with Catwoman or something like that. And
they did a movie with
Idris Elba, man. You know, like Baccarin. You know, like some really there are some bigger names in here, right?
Yeah.
Some A-listers. Some A-list talent is in this film.
Here, on that note, so I've shared in the past that like students have come up to me, even my kids were like, "Yeah, I want to see that." Just yesterday during homeroom, this kid out of nowhere is like, "Hey, Robledo, have you seen the Masters Universe trailer?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, it looks really good." And I was like, "Okay." So and he's a junior.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know, so like it's hitting them in a way. And I asked him, like, are you into Masters Universe? No, not really. Like, did you watch all cartoons? I've heard of it, but I never watched the old stuff. And so I'm like, okay, somehow it's a movie that's coming out. He knows that it's from something in the past, but he's just judging based on that trailer. And he was like, so much like it's not like,
yeah.
I mean, we talk, but out of nowhere, he was like, "Hey, have you seen this?" And he you know, he's seen my figures in the room, but still, so it's hitting. That's my point. It's like it's actually hitting people that aren't Motu fans, that are young. So I think that's great. So
it's a really good sign.
Yeah. So you know, just because again we're a Thundercats channel. The reason we're talking about Master Universe is because if it does well, it opens up the door for so many different other products.
Exactly.
It does.
It does that. This is the chance. And the thing is that, and we're probably gonna wrap up with this one now, but the reality is that movies tend to do this. Movies tend to give opportunities to properties which people just have not discovered before.
Yeah.
A movie, because of the nature of movies, this is the power of a movie, right? So if everything falls into place correctly, I would love to see even if it's streaming, even if it's anything, I would love to see someone take a stab at Thundercats, because Thundercats deserves that chance, right? And you know what? JP and I talk about this all the time. It is the sleeping giant around the world. It's not so much in the US has its fans, but if you talk about South America, if you talk about Europe, if you talk about, you know, different like all the Latino countries, Thundercats is the sleeping giant, man. It can really rock in other parts of the world.
Absolutely.
I think that's really where its power is. Its power is in the Latino collection is the connection is very strong, very, very strong.
Yeah.
Right. And we have to galvanize that type of energy, right? And I think that much like 2026 is the year of Master Universe, I think when it hits, when that power of when the call of the Thundercats goes out, when the freaking, you know, laser pointer in the sky goes up and all the freaking cats look up, you know, I'm telling you, it's gonna be monumentous.
Can you imagine if that actually does happen? How rad would that be if they actually, you know, projected onto buildings and stuff? The giant Thundercats
marketing
logo.
Imagine like you know, the buses, the banners on the buses have the actors portraying the characters looking sideways and like have some effect where the lights the eyes light up.
But I can also see all of the hip hop kids and everything like, Hose everywhere, ho, ho, ho. I can see you know what, Rick, all your
I
kids,
love that you said
all your kids are
hip-hop
gonna take
kid.
all your kids are gonna take the opportunity to say,
You know, it's gonna be
"Oh,
there's gonna be
oh."
there's gonna be memes and all this crazy shit.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be glorious. It's gonna be great. It's
Well,
gonna
you
be
know, I don't know if Brick knew about it, but Peter Lawrence, which one of the original writers and producers of the show, is actually fleshing out a 5 episode story arc that's based on the original 1985's cartoon, and he's in the beginning stages. Him and I are actually they invited me on their podcast. Sean Buddha and him are doing a podcast, a Thundercats podcast now, and he was telling me more or less, the ideas that he has, and it's
Mhm.
really cool because he wants to have the animation be as striking and as good as the intro animation.
Yeah.
Uh,
that would be
have a little bit more adult themes, not necessarily like Wildstorm Comics adult themes, um, but address more adult kind of scenes and situations. So I'm excited about that. And his idea is get something new out there in the media, not necessarily in like movie motion picture, but actually do something like on Netflix or Amazon,
Yeah.
and then build that hype with the new audiences, and then take the next step, which is a feature film. Because like what he was saying is just the money, the investment behind it, the actors, what they charge, and then all the extra
Yeah.
profits the producers and stuff want to get out of it. You're talking about a multi-million
Of
dollar project.
course.
So
yeah, but you know what?
For
It can
well,
be.
well,
It can
that's
be
what
done. Be done. It
I
can
was
be
just
done.
gonna say earlier when you were talking about. I think like I was gonna say I actually prefer it to be on streaming. I prefer to have if they could have enough budget for it to look decent.
mhm,
I would rather see a thing on streaming for a bunch of reasons, but also when you say animation, I think that would be the way to go. And I think they're 100% right. You gotta build it up. Again, this is not have a mega toy company pushing it all the way through. So
right.
you have to kind of nurture the interest and stoke the fires a little bit. You got to do what Netflix and Masters Universe did, right? It's like get people talking about Masters
Yeah.
Universe again. Oh, here's another show, and that notion I really love. I thought it was super brilliant of Masters Universe and Mattel to do that, to have concurrent a CGI show and a Masterverse show, or Revelation show, and then in at the toy line have like, oh, there's these very different looking Origins characters and these very different looking Masterverse characters, because it set up this notion that He-Man is timeless. He-Man can be redesigned just like he has been, new adventures. And so unfortunately we've only had Thundercats and 2012. And then the second, and I know it was very a departure, but when they did Thundercats, what's it called? Thundercats Ho? Is that what-
Roar.
Roar. When they did, it was such a departure that, I get it. People were like, that's very different. It's comedic, everything, all sorts of reasons. Some people really responded to it negatively, but Motu seeded that slowly, right, and relatively slowly, and I think that's what it's going to need to take this, bring this IP back to sort of the mainstream audience's attention.
Mhm.
As much as I agree with what Jay's been saying, that like, hey, if the Motu movie does well, I think it opens the door for Thundercats. Um, I question if it opens the door for a Thundercats movie versus uh, opens the door for maybe a Thundercats movie on streaming, or a Thundercats animated thing. Because I think that's kind of where the brand's at. Like,
Yeah.
kind of restart over, like you said, an animated thing, 5 episodes, get us excited, a 1 season, and we're just like, wow, that was really great. Where else can we see this taken? And I don't know. That sounds to me like the smarter way to go, because the stakes are too high. If they go with a film and it doesn't do well, I feel like we're never going to see Thundercats for a very long time.
I agree with both of you. I've always said Netflix should take initiative and finish 20 was it 2012 or 20,
The
2009,
2012 cartoon.
right? They should
2012.
finish the last season of 2012. I
God,
mean,
please.
they've finished off last seasons for other shows, right? They've
Mhm.
done it, right? So if they finish off the last season for 2012, that will get all Thundercats fans galvanized, because then it's a consistent 12. It's a consistent 6 episode drop. They
Mhm.
wait once. That's half a season. They get the last 6 episode drop for the final for the finale. That'll get everybody talking about Thundercats again. And then all of a sudden, the movie seems really within reach at that point. You know what I mean? And
That's a cool level.
then
Yeah.
we'll get to people debating.
Mhm.
You know, because people will be like, "Oh God, I hope it's not on Earth. Oh God, I hope it's Third Earth. Oh my God, I hope they're freaking aliens. Oh my God, I hope they're not freaking mutated cats." You know that'll really get people starting to really think, and debates going, and freaking who should be cast. And you know what? I'm going to announce it right here, guys. JP and I have been talking about this for a while now. Brick is here. Let's do a fan cast. We want to hear from you guys. Who would you cast for the Thundercats movie? We want to actually take all your suggestions, put them on our next live stream. We want to find out who you guys would put on for. Who do you choose for Lionel? Who do you choose for Pantho, Chitara, Wily Cat, Tigra? And we'll start there. You know, Mumra, right? Let's start with all those characters. You know, Thundercats, the Next Generation, whatever. You know what I mean? But first, let's start with the Nobles. Let's start with the original Noble Thundercats, and then go on to the extensions afterwards. But yeah, let's have a fan casting. Let's talk about who we want for Thundercats in the next Thundercats movie, in the Thundercats movie. And you know, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts about Netflix finishing off 2012? Right? The Super 7 about to start 2012. Right? Like these are the things. It just like it is the year of Master Universe.
Sense.
Let's make the next few years the years of Thundercats, guys. I think that we
Absolutely.
are.
Yeah, no. And it's one of those things where, like you were saying, Jay, it's a worldwide phenomenon.
It is.
I think the strength and fandom of Thundercats is not felt as strongly here in the United States as it is in Latin America, honestly. I was talking to someone by the name of Momra Colecciones on Instagram, and basically there was this event. It was just like at a shopping mall, and what they had was like a marquee showcase where they had Cat Slayer and they had all the Super 7 figures on display. They had a life-size Panthro, and all this was displayed at a mall, you know, and that's how much they celebrate the brand, that they go out and they talk to this local mall and say, hey, we want to display this collection here at the mall for the weekend. You know, then they'll go and do carnival or some festival, and they have like actual actual huge 1/1 scale thunder tank, or they have like a giant piñata kind of like Panthro. I'm telling you, Peruvians particularly are like probably one of the most like super committed fans to Thundercats. And
That's cool.
and it's one of those things where if you look at it in the scope of the world, entire world, not just the US, it is super strong and super loved, honestly. And I feel like with that support, that worldwide support overall, we could definitely see like the next step in media, you know. Especially, man, you know, I know a lot of people hate on it, but man, there's some crazy AI stuff out there that is like behind the scenes, like they're filming the movie, and that stuff looks really cool. It looks exciting, you know. Like I think it's like Margot Robbie as Chitara, and they have Lionel on the set with carrying Snarf. Whoever comes up with that stuff, dude, like the prompts or whatever they're doing, it's like, holy shit, you actually have to blink because it's like, is this like behind the scenes? Are they filming this? You know, so looking at that stuff too, it kind of brings that also that excitement of what could be, right? You know, so yeah, man. I mean, there's definitely, like Jay said, you know, we're working on things I'm working on trying to do like some celebratory kind of event down here in Miami, Florida, in like an art gallery, and we're looking into the possibility of doing a Thundercats con. We're going to see, that's the next step after Multiverse. See if we can kind of, ride on the coattails of that, and see if we can actually do a Thundercats centric convention. I think that's something that would also bring a lot of emphasis on the brand and build a lot of hype here in the US.
Absolutely. And of course, we're showing the footage that JP is talking about. This was actually, which mall was this, JP? This was a Peruvian mall.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, that's a like a major shopping mall in Peru. I don't know the name of the mall.
They literally just no, they didn't ask Brian for permission. They literally just grabbed their collection and just literally put up a whole display. They had a life-size Mumra, right, standing there, and I think they have a life-size Panthro.
That's wild.
And a KO of the Sword of Omens, right?
Yeah.
Because this was before the Trick or Treat Studios had their version out, right?
Yeah.
But it was wild, like seeing this collection. Guys, you can watch this video on Thundercats Classics on Instagram. But yeah, just like, and people are so respectful. Like half the time you'd be worried somebody would steal this stuff, but no, man, they're just everyone's just relaxed and taking it all in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like JP said, I think that definitely we need to celebrate Thundercats just like we're celebrating Masters of the Universe. And the 40th anniversary was unfortunately more like a sparkler, not really fireworks. But you know what? We're planning on a whole bunch of things, guys, and we would definitely love your feedback and everything that you guys would want. We want to hear from you guys. And to that end, though, we're also planning Thundercats events at Multiverse 2026. It's going to be a blast. Of course, JP is spearheading that initiative. We're hoping to have some special guests as well. Maybe even a virtual panel with Peter. That was something that JP and I are trying to plan, because of course Peter is not in the United States. He's actually he's in South America, right?
He's in Colombia. Yeah,
he's in Colombia. So definitely would be hard to get him up here. But he's such a fan, and I would love to hear in both languages what he has plans for this new script that he's writing.
Yeah, that sounded really cool.
That would be a really cool exclusive at the convention. But we have other plans as well. So yeah, we definitely would like to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts for this? So we're going to start winding it down, guys. But Damien has an interesting comment. If it ever pops up, I don't know what's going on here. Everything's come on. Oh, there it goes. I want you to wait. Yeah, everything's kind of frozen on my side. This is kind of sad. But anyways, guys, we want to thank you guys for being here. It's Thundercats is a property which is just going strong, and we're not done yet, man. We're not done yet, guys. Things just continue to develop as everything, especially with.
Oh, and there he goes.
It's a flip. I think Thanos just snapped him out.
He's dusted. We'll see him in a couple years, and he'll be back. By then, the Thundercats movie and TV show and Thundercats movie would have come out. We would be on our third Master of the Universe sequel, and he would have missed it all.
Like, what did I miss? Oh, you missed about 10 years of media.
Yeah, it was wild. And the Thundercats thing got really big. AWOC got big, and then they did a crossover. It was
the AWOC animated series, dude. AWOC X Thundercats, dude.
I don't know how much you could hear, but we imagined you snapping and coming back years later and missing like all the stuff.
Right? It was the snap. Tidarium Hanger is in the chat. Good to see you. What did you see my comment? Which, you know what? There were so many comments. Let me just go back. Let's see. I didn't see a Tidarium Hanger comment. Wait. No. Do you see it, Brick?
No, I would have noticed the name pop up.
Me too. I didn't see it. Say it again. My say it again, Mike. Just say it again. Things get lost in chat all the time. But I did want to bring up this comment, which is what happened when everything went down. Where is it? I just saw it. All right, Damien Story. Would you ever expect us to say a company like NECA with Thundercats?
Oh,
the cartoon TMNT is really almost done.
Probably.
I'd say, would you be interested if they did Thundercats? There are so many companies who I would love to do Thundercats. Like I said, Mezco. I would love Mezco to do it, and I would love NECA to take a stab at it. I mean, but NECA's jam, it's definitely movie. I mean, they do TMNT cartoon, but it's a bit of a different game. So I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not I would want NECA to take it on.
They could, if they were to follow the recipe of TMNT cartoon, they would completely make so many fans happy with Thundercats. But I don't think Randy is like a Thundercats person. I don't think he's into Thundercats. It's just, he's more of a Motu guy. He's a Motu Star Wars Turtles guy. That's like his core. I could see, on the lower end, more budget friendly, I could see Jada doing Thundercats, and they would be superior to Super 7 in the sense of articulation, mobility, engineering. I could definitely see Jada.
Okay.
But it's also like you were saying with Randy, with June, that's definitely not something that he's super knowing about, or that wasn't part of his.
Not familiar, not excited about. Yeah, I get
it. It's funny when you say, I'm curious how you'd accept this. I would love this, but it's also just my aesthetic on my shelf. I would love to see Thundercats done by NECA in the way that they translated the Gargoyles cartoon into the looks that they
more realistic. Yeah,
a little more realistic, because it wouldn't be competing with some of the other stuff that's out there, and would just be kind of a different, fresh take. And it might also lead to maybe a different audience. I don't know, just because they're such cool designs, like that cool lion guy, and Mum Rock. Can you imagine with their level of paint and sculpt?
Oh yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
No, fantastic.
Yeah, Damien. I'd love a Masterverse King Miro and Count Marzo. Heck, King Grayskull. So here's so you said King Miro. I actually think that the Masterverse King Randor has his second head sculpt. I think that is King Miro. That's what I like to imagine. Anyway, I think that is a King Miro right there. Count Marzo, yeah, we need a Count Marzo. I don't know what the heck's going on. How come they haven't done Count Marzo?
Not
yet?
Filmation Marzo though.
Yeah. No. It's got to be 2000X Marzo, of course, right? And King Grayskull. We already have a King Grayskull. So, but I think you're thinking 2000X King Grayskull. Yeah, I think we probably could.
I'll wait for the Mondo one.
Use for that. Yeah, 100%.
I take back what I said about NECA. Sorry, I'm looking down on my toys. Give it, let a third-party company, let Fury Toys give me some Thundercats.
That
look like this.
Absolutely.
Or Medi Toys, give me Thundercats, and oh man,
that would be really cool.
Be all over it. I'll drop $70 per figure.
Dude, I'm curious why third-party companies haven't tried to tackle that IP the way they're doing with other stuff without it getting, officially licensed.
Again, it's a property which a lot of people just don't know what to do with. I think that's just the way it is. It's a very delicate it is a delicate property. The fans, they gravitate towards certain things, and Mondo seems to have figured it out. Super 7 knows what they're doing, but of course it's been a hit and miss. And again, the problem with, especially with their companies, if it doesn't hit for them, they're not going to touch it again, right? So that's the other problem. So future DC Warrior, Jay, I got the Masterverse Wildor Oracle 2-pack Revelations. Did you? I did. Obviously, I did get it, but I want a movie version. I don't want
the straight up accurate
animated Gwildor.
What a movie, right?
You want Billy Barty?
Absolutely, Billy Barty, 100%. Frankie Rivera, my 6-year-old nephew continues to shout, "I have the power!" Dude, that's freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
That is freaking awesome. That is freaking cool. And
but it's not because he likes Motu. It's because he's a little dictator. But
I love it. I still love it.
I have the power.
Right. I love it. And Tidarium Hanger Mike. Also, that new Super 7 flashback is super shiny. Maybe we will not get that one Vac Metal. You know what? I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe that one's already
God.
shiny enough. But if
That-
you remember,
The Kenner one was dope. Remember how shiny that green was on the head, but the body was not.
But remember, the legs were not
not
metallized.
right,
The arms were
right.
not metallized. So
Right.
you know, I can see it. I can see it. So yeah, maybe not. But you know what? Before everything is said and done, and Brian's already mentioned this. He's committed to it. The Mirage is coming. We know the Mirage is coming. We
That's
know
cool.
it's gonna be a crowdfund. I can't see him doing that as a Thunder Tank edition. I can't see it. But the Mirage has to come. The Mirage has to
be massive.
It has to happen. It has to happen. Nacelle with Microfinance Pro. I'm going to be seeing what Nacelle is up to. I can't wait. I'm hoping they have prototypes of the actual Sectars hand puppets. I need those. I need those tomorrow. Like seriously, I need to see those. And I am I don't know if anybody else is excited, but I really need them because they already made 2 statements on it. I really need to find out what's going on with the Star Trek figures because they really got me excited. I love those Star Trek figures. I need to see what's happening with them.
Did you not see any Star Trek nacelle news today?
No, okay. What happened? Because
they revealed that they're doing like snippets of the bridge that you combine and you can make a beautiful little like dio.
I've got to see that.
It was on Gizmodo this morning.
That is awesome. I got to see that at the show. Beautiful. I'm very excited about the start because
are you both going? Like when you say the show, are you both going to Toy Fair?
Danny and I are going. Danny and I.
Yeah. You and Danny, got it.
Me and Danny, yeah.
That's
so
right.
we have a couple of appointments. A whole we're gonna go see Robosen. We're gonna see Nacelle. We're gonna see Super 7. We're gonna see
nice.
Mattel has invited us to the breakfast, so there's gonna be a lot of great stuff. We're gonna have
and you're gonna connect with Michael.
Yeah, Mike and I have been talking this whole time. Yeah,
great.
We never Michael and I never miss a beat if we're going to the same place. We're always obviously we're all friends, right? We're all friends, and you know we never miss an opportunity to see anything. We missed you at San Diego, Vic. What the hell, man? Like seriously, you're not that far. Come down.
You think you have no idea how big California is, man?
I do know. I do.
San Francisco to San Diego.
I know it's a couple hours. I know it is. I'm just. Yo, Josie, Mondo could do the 112 scale Thundercats cartoon. They cannot. I'm sorry, but they can't. they will not be allowed. That's their license for 1/6. 1/6 is their license. Negative site. Are you guys pre-ordering the 2000X Mondo figures, or I am alone here? No, of course I am. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I am all freaking. I just have to wait for Man at Arms. I got to wait for my next paycheck. But
hold on, let's go back to that last thing. I mean, I know you're saying that's Yojo OC. But they were able to score that 2000X for their, I say 112 in quotes because they're big. Could they not do something like that, or is Super 7 have it too on lock?
The Super 7's got the lock on that. Super 7's got the lock on 1/6, and somehow they negotiated for 112, and somehow they negotiated for 1/6. Right? Warner Brothers is like anything. I believe, and here's the other thing. I believe if they were, because Mattel, it's their property, they do whatever they want, right? But I believe that if they were going to do something like that, I believe that they would have to talk to Brian first. I believe that there would have to be some sort of negotiation with Brian.
Brian's like the gatekeeper or something.
Yeah, well, on 112, right? On 112, he would, because again, he's got the license right now, right? So, and I have heard of sub-licensing licenses. I have heard of that. So if they want to try something like that, I believe they would have to talk to Brian, right? I'm not going to get into what happened with Silverhawks and Robin.
I was just going to say
that was a whole different.
Where my mind went,
right? But no matter what, it didn't work out. So, and Damien Restoring, thank you, brother. So, guys, just before we log off, I did want to remind everybody that Master Universe. This is the Master Universe year. For Master Universe, it's never been it's never been in the public consciousness as has been today. We have two movies, guys. One theatrical, the other one fan film. We have freaking 2 different toy lines for 2000X in Mattel and Mondo. Absolutely crazy. And of course, we have video games. Things cannot go any crazier for Master Universe, but we do have something even more nuts. We have 2 dedicated Master Universe conventions. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time to remind you guys that the guests are just coming in fast and furious. And honestly, guys, we are spoiled for choice right now. This is going absolutely crazy. And I hope you guys will join us for Motuniverse 2026. It's going to be an absolute blast. As a matter of fact, oh, Masters of the Universe in 2026. It's never been in public consciousness more than it has been right now. As a matter of fact, guys, join us for Motuniverse. This is the Masters Universe convention that's happening at the Torrance Marriott in Redondo Beach, California, May 23rd to 24th, Memorial Day weekend. It's freaking amazing. We have some amazing guests that are coming this year. Mike Young of Mike Young Productions. Mike Young, of course, is the man who led the way bringing He-Man and the Masters Universe to television. I really want to find out how he got the censors to greenlight the melting face of Keldor on screen. Don't miss out on your chance to meet Mike Young at Motuniverse 2026. Rudy Obrero, the wonderful packaging designer for the original Masters Universe. Toy line paintings are on Castle Grayskull, Battle Cat, the Wind Raider. We have Blade from the 1987 movie, Anthony DeLongis. He is going to be there doing a weapons demonstration. It's going to be freaking awesome. I can't wait to be able to meet him in person. It's going to be great. And of course, the great Alan Oppenheimer. This is going to be an amazing opportunity. He doesn't do too many conventions anymore. He's getting up in age. To be able to have a chance to meet him. And he didn't just do the voice of Skeletor. He did the voice of Battlecat, Man-at-Arms, freaking Valkor, the Dragon. He did Mighty Mouse. This is nuts. To be able to have this type of Eternia royalty at the show is incredible. And speaking of Eternia royalty, the Princess of Power herself, the Princess of Eternia, Melindy Britt, the voice of She-Ra, will also be joining us. What an incredible lineup. And of course, with the Master Universe 1987 movie again, William Stout, the designer who made the look for He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms, of course, Gwildor! He created Gwildor's look! It was freaking awesome. Come to Motuniverse 2026. Meet William Stout in person. Writer guest of honor Tim Sheridan, who's worked on multiple comic books, and of course the production for Master Universe Revelation Revolution, multiple different cartoons and movies, television. He'll be talking about his brand new secret project for Master Universe at Motuniverse 2026. Definitely come and meet Tim Sheridan at the show. And of course, writer Joshua Skye, who's literally writing the lore of Master Universe in the comics. It's going to be freaking epic. You can get tickets at multiversecon.com. The early bird registration is happening right now. You can save quite a bit of money right now on multiversecon.com. Get there directly from the tickets portion here on Motuniverse, powered by He-Mania.com. And if you are an exhibitor and are looking to get a table, definitely head over to multiversecon.com. Sign up, become an exhibitor, and guys, spaces are going fast. The hotel, of course, is at the Torrance Marriott, Redondo Beach in California, May 23rd to 24th. You can actually book your stay on multiversecon.com. Just click on the link here and send you to the portal for the Marriott. Reserve your hotel so that you can celebrate with us as we celebrate Master Universe in 2026. We're going to have a huge Master Universe movie celebration, so it's going to be the place to celebrate Master Universe in 2026. More guests, more events. It's going to be freaking crazy. Guys, definitely join us for Motuniverse 2026. There are going to be Thundercats programming. JP will be seeing to that. We have a lot of different ideas, and we would love to hear your ideas for Thundercats programming at Motuniverse. Obviously, we would love to have an interview with Peter and anybody connected with Master Universe. I think we even have a couple of scriptwriters and animators who did work on the original production. California is a big place, as Brick said, and you know what? There's so many opportunities for people who worked on on Thundercats to be there. So we definitely would love to see you guys there as well.
Sure.
And we are really excited. But guys, thank you for joining us. It's been absolutely great catching up with you guys. Last comments before we start logging off. Yojo C. Mondo could do the 1/12 scale cartoon Thundercats. Again, it's the rights are a funny thing, man. They're just a really, really funny thing. Negative Sight. Are you guys pre-ordering the? Oh no, we already read that one. And Brick, Mattel hasn't and isn't going to do a 1/12 2000X figure since Masterverse is ending. And actually, Brick already answered that.
Yeah, wires crossed. We got our wires crossed.
There's so many things going on right now. The toy industry is all over the place right now. And Damien Ristori, last comment, as Loomis once said, "What the hello is that?" Guys, thank you so much for joining us for Thundercats Cat Slayer. We are the Thundercats Cat Slayer, and thank you so much for joining us. Guys, I guess in 3, 2, 1, let's sign off. Thunder.
Thunder. Thundercats. Oh!
Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. And guys, definitely, we will see you guys in a week as I find out what's going on at Toy Fair 2026. and
Awesome.
we might even do a live stream during the event. We'll see how that goes. But we would love to talk toys with you
That'll be
all
awesome.
the time, anytime.
Looking
I want to thank
forward
my
to
good friend Brick Something for joining. And really quickly, actually, because I totally forgot. Brick, what are you working on, my friend? And how can people reach you, brother?
Oh man, I'm working on unboxing toys, but I do a live stream every Sunday, 3:45 p.m. Pacific, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. I tend to talk a little bit more about indie toys, and I talk to creators. So talking about folks making toys like JP over here, and Mega J. People creating conventions, people doing Kickstarters. I love to do that, as well as artists, toy photographers. This Sunday, I'll be with Playmo Warrior, who's an amazing toy photographer. If you're not following him on Instagram, dude has one, a great collection, and two, knows how to make them look good. So come through, Brick Something channel, bricksomething.com.
Absolutely. And JP, what are you doing, and how can people reach you?
so many things, but as always, I got Toy Addict 26, Thundercats Classics, JP Art Studios. I'm all over the place, man. But mostly keeping my creative juices flowing. Still working on From the Realm. Got some new updates. Hopefully, I'll be getting some production numbers very soon. Hopefully before CNY. Fingers and toes crossed. But yeah, really looking forward to launching this Kickstarter once and for all at some point. The sooner the better, right? But yeah, definitely something to look forward to. I'm very excited to get this thing off the ground. And I know a lot of people are really, it's awesome to see these DMs. Hey, what's going on with the line? What's going on with the line? It's just, I had a little bit of a hiccup thanks to our president. But we're working through things now, and we're going to try to get things in motion again. So 2026, hopefully year of the realm, baby.
Woo!
I can't wait. Guys, please head over to From the Realm on Instagram. Definitely support this wonderful project. They're going to get their Kickstarter up and running very, very soon. And we, especially Brick Something and myself, are very excited about this.
Hell yes.
We cannot wait. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We hope you're all doing well.
Thank you, everybody.
And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Guys, one more time. Thunder.
Thundercats.
Oh. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night, everybody.